Okay,
Yeah.
so as long as you can see where you are all in the basement of Trisander Manor. You have made your way through past Nothic. You have met a goblin called Droop, who you have given a dagger to and told to stay really, really quiet after killing the bugbears that had been tormenting him. And he gave you a little bit of information about the wizard that was in the area. You made your way out of the room after having a long rest, and you decided to do a pincer attack on the room where you heard talking. After Ash turned into a direwolf, and Calla rode in on Ash's back into the room, attacking the somewhat drunken red brands that had just been sort of chilling and playing a game of Knucklebones. Look, you took them out, found some gold, proceeded north. You went to
Remember, guys, gambling is bad.
Gambling
It has consequences.
The guy, yeah. I mean, there was some. The guys tried to escape, but no.
Next time you go to a casino, remember there can be a direwolf with an high elf hunter rushing into the hall, into the room, and killing you all.
You ended up.
It's true.
It is absolutely true. You ended up at. You ended up going north and ended up in a workshop which had various alchemical things sort of brewing away, various books and tomes in the bookshelves around the wall. Whilst Aramil was taking a look at some of these things, some of you moved into the room to the east, and you found that was the wizard's sort of sleeping quarters, basically. You'd met a little rat on the way, which Iona had named Jim, and this rat had scarpered and shown you the way with a very good perception check by, I think it was Rowan, had figured out that there was a hidden door that could be opened behind one of the hanging tapestries. There's also a chest at the foot of the bed in which you found. You found some gold. I think you found a scroll. There were various things that you found. You also found a letter on the desk. Did you read the letter?
Yeah, we did.
I think
by a spider person.
Rowan handed it to me, and I read it.
Okay, good. Yes. And did you write down what it all said?
Yeah, I have the scroll.
I do not remember what it said.
I'm just wanting to make sure that you've got the information before we carry on, you see. Because I's nice like that.
I just have black spider stamp on letter.
Yeah, I don't actually know what.
I don't know whether you actually read it through. I think you'd given it to Aramil, but then you'd made a decision to carry on. I think that was maybe what had happened.
Yeah, because we didn't want me to run out of direwolf time.
Yes. So you have found a letter, and it is signed at the bottom with an image of a black spider. You carried on through various hidden doors, and you ended up in a crypt, which has 3 sarcophaguses in. There was movement in one of the sarcophaguses, and a skeleton sort of made its way towards you. Calla very sensibly remembered an elven word, which had been that you had been told that by Droop, I think it was.
Droop.
That was a word that could be said to try and stop the skeletons, and the skeleton turned around and went back to its rest. So congratulations there. You went through the top. Helpful. You went through the top door, and that's where you found the Yeah, that's not great. That's where you that's not helping me.
It's a tiny that could help.
No, I'm going to knock all of my stuff over and nearly knock my juice. Right, this is great. You found where the wife, daughter, and son of the murdered woodcutter were being kept. You managed to kill the guards and tell them that you were going to be back for them, but unfortunately you don't have any kind of thieves' tools to be able to pick the locks, and you just weren't strong enough to be able to open the lock. So you promised them that you were going to be back. The woman had kind of tried sort of begging with you, basically, and she was telling you that she knew where there was something that she could pay you with, that was hidden somewhere. Did she tell you where it was?
No.
Okay.
She said...
Sorry?
No, she said to get us out first, basically, I think.
Okay, so she said to you, she turned to you, she tried to comfort her son, who was crying over in the corner, and her daughter next to her. They've all been not completely ill-treated, but definitely they're looking very filthy. They're very hungry because it's been sort of a couple of days since this all happened, and they've not been sort of kept in the most salubrious of accommodations. You've been promised some kind of compensation for getting them out, and I think you said that you'd come back for them once you'd sort of chased after Jim a little bit more. And I think that was where we'd finished the last session.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you like to do?
Well, we should keep moving along.
Yeah, continue on march.
Yeah, so we have to go back into the room.
The crypt.
The crypt,
Sarcophagi, or sarcophaguses. I don't know.
Okie dokie.
The bony.
And Meg. That we haven't been through yet.
Okay.
Looks like a door.
Looks like a door.
I inspect the door. Check it's on the level.
Is it on the level? The door.
Roll
10.
Is
Hold,
it?
Just double checking. It's a double wooden. It's not a stone door. It's a wooden door. It doesn't. It looks fairly sturdy. It's obviously a door into a family crypt. So it's a sort of a swingy double door. So if you would like to, what would you like to do?
Shall I go first, just in case swings us?
Yes.
I'm at 4, you see.
Yeah, I agree.
Can I open the door, please, Lise, and move forwards into the room?
Yep. You check the door, and it is unlocked. So you can open the door, and you can move forward. The door is...
Oh no, Rowan fell
down the hole.
No, oh my god.
And Rowan disappears into nothingness. Probably for the best.
Okay. Oh, Rowan! You move forward incredibly quickly. And unfortunately, you really are not paying a massive amount of attention to your
no shit.
Your surroundings. What unfortunately you have discovered is that as you walk forward over the sort of roughly hewn tiles and timbers, the thing that you basically take a step forward and it collapses from under you.
Cool.
Oh.
I cast Featherfall! I cast Featherfall! On, like, everyone. Can I do that?
Are we all falling down? We all just walk through.
Or was it Rowan?
It's only Rowan.
I cast Featherfall on Rowan!
Okay, so would you like to cast Featherfall? How does that work? I would like to first...
choose up to 5 falling...
Sorry, I would first like you to roll a perception check, because I want to know whether you have spotted this happening quick enough to be able to make this cast this spell.
What am I adding
because
to
obviously
it?
he's dashed forward and he's gone. So you need to be quick on the mark about this. So do a perception check for me. Pardon?
8.
Unfortunately, Rowan steps forward. The tiles and the timbers that he's stepped collapse underneath him, and he plummets just as you cast Featherfall, and the spell sort of shoots over his head. Rowan, could you please do a dexterity saving throw for me?
Do I still use this?
11.
You've still used the spell, I'm afraid, Freya. It just hasn't worked.
Harumph.
11.
11. Unfortunately, again, as you go down into this pit, you scrabble and you try and take something, but there is just no purchase. There is nothing, there's no roots, there's nothing that you can grab hold of. So you need to take...
Oh god, that's gonna be so many d8s.
6 points of bludgeoning damage, please, as you drop to the bottom of this pit and lie at the bottom, prone. There is no light. Only, luckily, like so, those of you with dark vision kind of saw what was going on, but there is no other light than this. So,
Betty, you right down there? Are you alive?
I found a secret room.
I tried to help. I mean, you're welcome.
With wits.
You fell
and
too
finesse,
fast.
I disarmed the trap for you all.
You nailed it, dude. Thanks.
So,
How deep is it? How deep is it?
Give me 1 moment. I'm just going to move because I think Calla's very quiet. There we go. It's because I turned her down so much because after last time.
Oh yeah.
But there we go. Hold on. Okay, we're all back. I think you should be. We can actually hear you now. So, yes. Would you like to light up the area at all?
Don't think I have a torch left.
God,
I mean, I would
Can I
drop a
throw
torch
one
down
down?
there, but it might burn him.
Have you changed
don't
back?
light it first.
Yeah, I had to in the last room because I ran out of time.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ash has changed back now, so Ash is back into her sort of regular form. She is no longer a wolf, but you don't have dark vision. So, have you got any kind of torches or anything?
I have some left.
I think I might have one.
I have a tinder
I mean,
box.
I know I have one, but I don't want to drop a torch down there in case it lands on his face and burns it.
Well, I'm
You
willing
have
to
to
take
light
that
it
risk.
first.
I'm gonna light a torch and
No, don't
try
light
to.
it first. Just throw the torch down.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw a torch, not in the direction of Rowan, not like directly at him, but like I'm not gonna throw. I'm just gonna like drop it. I think that's safer.
Okay.
But I'm willing to take the risk.
A couple of seconds passes, and you hear Rowan. You can hear this kind of like, and Rowan going ah as it lands and lands and bumps his head because he's lying there. He's lying there prone.
I think my eyes are starting to a clever.
It isn't lit. Have you got a tinder box or anything, Rowan?
I do have a tinder box.
Okay, so I'm assuming that you would like to light the torch.
Please and thank you.
Okay, so you light the torch and you stand up and you find that you are in a pit. There is no there's no real handholds. It's quite smooth. It's actually sort of green around the stones with sort of algae and age. It's obviously there's a little bit of dampness in it, so it's quite sort of slick on the sides as well. Again, which is probably why you couldn't make the you didn't have anything to grab hold of as you fell. You look up and you can see you know, with the torch and everything, it is quite light, but you can just about see the shapes of your fellow your companions above you. You're about 20 feet down at this point.
Cool. How much room do we have again?
I've got
this throne room that I found seems like all the treasure's been taken. So I'd rather leave it where it was.
I have something of rope. 1 minute.
I have 47 foot.
I have 5 foot.
Oh god, we can make it twice.
I have 10 pounds of rope. Apparently, that's fine.
10. Okay.
I don't have like a. Oh no, wait, I've got 50 foot. We're good.
Okay.
I'll throw mine down.
Okay, so how are you attaching this rope? Are you holding onto it? What are you going to do?
You should tie it to you, and like we'll drag you up. All 4 of us. I almost said 5. 4 of us.
How are we gonna get? It looks like, is there anything on the other side of the pit? I call down to Rowan. I say, is there any way out down there?
I will have a look around. Is it just a circular pit?
You are basically in a big hole.
Pit.
You're in a 20-foot deep oubliette, basically.
How wide is it, if you don't mind me asking?
It is probably around 10 feet. It's about 10 feet by 10 feet. It takes up almost the entire width of the tunnel that you've been going through.
Okay.
But there is from looking around, you've got for passive perception. I'm sorry, but it's only 10 feet, so I'm not going to make you do any kind of checks. You can see that it's just dug out and it's been dressed. You get maybe people were trying to stop bandits and so on plundering the relics of their ancestors at one point. It's an old pit, but there's no way out other than up.
Okay. And there's definitely nothing on the floor before I go up. No one else has fallen down at any point.
Doesn't look like it. It's just it's dusty, it's musty, it's smelly. You're kind of a little bit covered in algae.
Bone dust.
It's not great.
Has the rubble made it possible to climb out at any point?
There wasn't any.
Does it look like it's designed as a trap, not as a
it's been designed as a trap. Basically, it was false flooring. So when Rowan stepped on it, it collapsed in, and that's all dropped down.
The floor was like.
Oh.
It's basically, it was like planks and whatever. It was dark, there was no way of you seeing, and there was dust over it, protecting it. You stepped on it, and down you went. So, yeah, unfortunately, that's like I said, the only way is.
Can I have a rope, please? There's nothing down here, apart from my self-esteem.
I'm gonna throw down a rope.
Okay, so all of you are going to try and pull Rowan up, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so if all of you could roll a strength check, please, and tell me what your
Natural 20.
But I think this way we're doing it next.
The 7. I thought it was a 1 for a second.
Natural 20, so I guess 22 total. But that's a real 20.
3. Yeah. Why doesn't this surprise me?
That doesn't
to get
surprise
the 3 on a strength check.
And Calla?
9.
Okay. You all grab hold of the rope and you start pulling. Ash, I would like you to help out by doing an athletics check to sort of see if you can kind of
Rowan?
Rowan. To see if you can
Okay.
see it. Sorry, if you
Okay.
see it. Ash, what did you get again?
I got a 7.
Yeah,
I thought it was a
that
1, so I freaked out a little bit.
But that's okay. Rowan, sorry, if you would like to do an athletics check, please, to see if you can assist in this.
15.
15. It takes a little bit of time for you to be pulled up, but thanks to the weird strength of Iona. I mean, Aramil's like hands have slipped off, and he's gone back onto his bum, and he's not really being very much help. You're all trying, but none of you seem to be really making that much headway, apart from Iona, who seems to really have kind of like sort of found her stride, and with the help of Rowan sort of pulling himself up, you all sort of manage to help him, and you pull up a very dusty and slightly bruised Rowan. You are now all stood. What have you done with the torch? Have you left it down at the bottom? Have you brought it?
I would have put it out and brought it back up with me.
Okay, so you've got a torch sort of shoved in your belt that's been pulled out. You're all on the the near side of this pit, which does take up pretty much the entire width of the path in front of you.
By pretty much, is it possible to kind of like shuffle along, like shimmy along the side and all? Or by pretty much, do you mean it's just like, yeah, you fucked?
I don't think it's worth the risk.
From what you can see, Iona, because of your sort of dark vision.
Okay, so the server itself's still right.
I think, can we hear? I can hear somebody's voice
Sorry,
in the background.
hello.
Is it Tuna?
I can hear Tuna, yeah.
It's Tuna. I was just wondering what it was.
It's a hacker.
I'll do push to talk. It's just that. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can hear you. Don't worry
Okay,
about it.
I'll just do push to talk, so it's not a bother.
It's okay. It's just because I was just trying to kind of work out what it was. There is a very, very narrow ledge on the right hand side of the pit.
Narrow. How narrow are you talking? Like 2 inches?
You can attempt to skirt around. It. It is enough for somebody pressed up against the wall to get across. The thing that you will probably need to be aware of is some of you are more bulky than others.
I think I'm gonna jump across.
Okay.
Hell yeah!
So
What if we were to try to find something else to get us across?
Well, if Iona can have her feather fall ready.
I've only got one spell slot, but when I cast my feather fall, I can choose up to 5 falling creatures within range. So whatever you guys want to choose, I'd recommend all doing it at the same time, and then, like, I've got one cast, and so anyone who does fuck up, I can just kind of go BAM.
But
It's not
tell
really
tell me what
that wide, is it though?
It's 10 feet wide, and doesn't feather fall just stop you from falling? It just makes you
Yeah.
go back up. It doesn't it doesn't float you over.
No, one reaction which you take, or when you're a creature within 60 feet of you falls, range / area 60 feet, choose up to 5 falling creatures within range. A falling creature's rate of descent slows to 60 feet per round until the spell ends. If the creature lands before the spell ends, it takes no falling damage and can land on its feet, and the spell ends for that creature. So it doesn't float them back up, it just makes them not go BAM.
It would just make you not take bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
Okay? So you need to figure out what you would like to do.
I say it's not worth the risk.
To go across in general?
I say
or to
for the
jump
second
across?
time. To do either, because somebody's gonna fall, and...
What are we gonna do then? How are we gonna get to
Yeah, me probably.
the glass stand?
I was thinking if we could maybe take some wood from, like, some of the crates or something, we could, like, put planks across.
From the
I don't
coffin?
know.
Or any of the
Yeah,
creatures
but
that big.
it's a 10-foot.
Do I see anything on the other side?
Like
Just
I don't think we have 10-foot long planks, or we wouldn't find 10-foot
hold on.
long planks from the crate.
Can I throw a torch over to the other side to see if there's anything that I can attach a rope to?
Pardon?
Yeah, I'll. Oh, have I done that, or have I?
I can't hear
cool.
you.
Okay. Sorry. I said I throw a torch over to the other side to see if there's anything I can attach a rope to.
Okay, so firstly, could you do an athletics check to just check whether you can actually lob this torch?
14.
14. You can you throw the torch over, and it lands probably about sort of 10 feet further on than the edge of the furthest pit, and you can actually see that there are there is a column further that it hasn't crumbled. There is a column that is standing out from the wall slightly around another, like, say, 10 feet to the left, on the left hand side of the 10 feet forward from the end of the pit on the left hand side of the wall.
Can we see
I'll just
the entirety of the corridor now? Then can we see that it's a dead end?
Can you see it? There.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, can our characters see that it's a dead end?
Yes. Your characters can see it's a dead end, but you can also see that there is a kind of like an alcove.
Because Iona looked through the other side of there when we first came in, would she recognise it's the same place?
Would you recognise it's the same place? I would
Because
like.
I don't know.
I would like you to. I would like you
clever?
to do a straight intelligence check, Iona.
Oh, I rolled a 19 plus 1.
Yes, you recognise that column from what you saw as being
Thank God.
being that kind of that dust-filled pathway that hadn't got any footmarks or anything in it. You had just seen this sort of dust-filled pathway, and you decided to go the other way. So yes, Iona, you recognise it as being the same.
Guys,
pathway.
I recognise this dust-filled pathway. Remember the alcove when we came in? I recognise that pillar. I think this just loops around to where we've been before. I don't think this is the way.
Okay. Shall we? Right. So we should go the other way round. What are we gonna do about the hostages?
Well, we can't do anything until we kill the glass staff, can we?
I mean, how sturdy did the bars and door look?
You've already tried. You've tried.
Yeah, I guess.
Didn't they say that the bugbears had locked them up? Could we go check the bugbears again to see if they have the keys?
Yeah, I think we should retrace our steps, see if we've missed any passage.
Absolutely, you can do that.
And or see if we can find the keys hanging anywhere?
Okay.
Yeah, like give the guards a proper.
Okay. So, move back out into the crypt. The skeleton that's closest to you. Ooh, the skeleton closest to you kind of makes a sort of, oh goodness sakes, come on, makes a move like it's
exasperated skeleton
trying to come towards you.
Elephant.
And the skeleton moves back into its sarcophagus.
Hey, Aramil.
Okay, so you go back into the small passageway that you've been in before, back through the secret door, and into the workshop. So you're now in your Iona appears to be kind of quickly heading. You're going very quickly heading into the sort of cavern chamber where you met the Nothic. So you go over the bridge.
Look around for any passageways we may have missed.
Okay, do a perception check for me.
19.
You see nothing that you haven't seen already.
While we've
I remember there was a passageway to the south we didn't check, I think.
I forgot about that passageway to the south.
Yeah, don't tell the DM. I just saw it in the map.
A 19. I'm just still too.
You'd already seen that. You'd already seen it there. You just hadn't done anything with it.
We just forgot about it.
I completely
Oh,
forgot.
guys, I mean, I say, guys, there's a passageway we haven't taken here.
I can't hear you on the other side of the fucking cave.
I don't think
Yorkshire
I
showing,
looted this
darling.
guy that I killed last time, did I? Because I killed him as a direwolf, and then I didn't
We were
eat
going
him.
to check the bugbears, right? So I think we should probably check the bugbears, and then maybe if there's any kind of key or something, free the hostages.
Yeah, let's see if we can search him for a key for the Woodcutter's family.
Okay.
While we're doing that, Aramil, do you want to check through that letter while we're in the bugbear room, just to see if there's something we've missed?
Well, I have quite a good investigation skill, so maybe would be good if the dice rolls help.
I'll read the letter if you want. I don't mind, but
Okay. Well, who would like to read the letter?
I
Because
guess
only one of
You tried, Rowan, I think.
I think, yeah,
Okay.
You did
Who
try.
would win? 5 adventurers or 1 wordy boy?
I think Rowan tried, and you were going to get Aramil to do it, so...
Yeah, I have the letter with me right now.
Well, shall we get to the bugbear room first so that the rest of us can check in the room?
I think we can.
Okay.
Cool.
Can I check this guy for loot? Because I don't think we looted him last time because we killed him outside, or I killed him outside of the room.
Oh, yes, you can. So, do you want to do an investigation check for me, please?
I see nothing because I got a 2.
Nope. You rifle through, and he's not looking. He's not looking very well after you basically mauled him. So you decide to
Well,
you decide
he's
probably
missing some of his vertebrae.
You decide it's probably best to move on at this point. You really need to work out what's going on. So you all go into the room where Droop, the goblin, is still cowering under the bed. As you peer down, you can see that he is still clutching hold of this short sword. That's doesn't look like a fighter, and he still looks really, really, very, very scared. And you've got the bodies of the bugbears still lying on the floor.
I'm gonna check the blue one.
Okay, so if you would like to do an investigation check.
Okay, it's 20.
Okay. Last time when you rifled through, you didn't seem to find very much, but this time, as you rifle through, you notice a sort of, I don't know, it sounds like something jangling. It sounds like the sound of something moving around. As you reach further into the bugbear's kind of pouches and pockets, you actually find.
I didn't do much to talk there, but there was a sound. It was great.
You actually.
What it was is that Rowan's hands just couldn't fit too far into it.
You actually find a couple of.
Sorry, Mr. Blackbeard, I have an investigation to do.
Yeah.
Like
little girl with his hands. Just...
here.
You actually find a couple of iron keys on him.
Okay. Yay! Okay, let me just.
Do I smell the keys?
You can smell the keys.
They are
if you would like to smell the keys, you can smell the keys.
I do not want to smell the keys.
Do they look?
Wherever those keys came from, you really don't
No,
want to
new
smell
meta, you
them.
found them in a bugbear's arse. That's.
Yeah, it was hiding them in all. It was just You don't want to know where he was hiding
They're not
it.
like them nice, sleek, now smart keys. They're them old, thick, jagged brass keys.
Oh, at least they're not. At least it wasn't a card. At least it wasn't a card key. Card key swiped in the crack. Anyway, keep going.
What, like key rings and everything on there? Just
So,
everything. Okay.
Okay, then I have 2 iron keys.
Iona, what did you find? It smells weird over there.
I found these 2 iron keys.
I go, cool. I'll let you.
Does someone want to
You
hold them?
think they might unlock the jail that the Woodcutters family?
Yeah, are they do they look to open the same lock, or do they look different? Like they would probably unlock 2 different locks.
You didn't actually spend any real time investigating the sort of the cell doors, as it were. They look like the kind of keys that could, but you don't have any way of comparing the two things, or any real knowledge of the kind of keys that open jail cells? Because you've never.
No, I mean more like if they look like two.
Do they look the same,
Same
or do they
lock,
look like
or
one
the
of
keys
them
with
different locks?
different locks? Only.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
in
is
the keys.
you didn't check the locks.
Well, like, do the keys look different? Because, like, a house key and a different key will look different. Like, two different house keys look different?
Oh, no,
do those two keys look different?
No, they're two.
They're
identical keys.
They're identical keys.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Well, we could try to go back to the jail.
Did you
and
want to
check.
read the letter?
Okay.
I mean, no, I'm just asking. It's just because you
Yeah.
said it before, so
So-
I'm just trying to remind you that you mentioned it.
Yeah. True. I forgot about that.
Okay. So.
Okay, I'll read the letter.
Okay, so you get the letter.
I'll read it loud.
If
so...
you could just do a quick intelligence check for me, just to make sure that you can read the handwriting, please.
Oh.
Turns out a doctor wrote it.
Exactly.
11.
Okay.
It wasn't that Rowan can't read, it was that the handwriting is horrible.
The handwriting is horrible.
Yeah.
Spidery, scrawly. You can read
That
it,
wizard
but it
should have been a medic.
Yeah, it takes you a little. It just takes you a little bit of time. You read it through first, just to make sure that you've got the gist of what it says, and then you read it out loud. Now, hold on one.
Don't ask Ash to hold horses. We all know how
Hold
that.
your six-legged horses.
Talking about that, I'm making a Manning family crest, and it's going well. There's a sleeping goblin, and there's a questionable horse, and there's that so far.
A questionable
I'm just waiting for something
horse.
else now.
I'm interested about the question.
How many?
I'm interested about this question
You'll
about the
never know.
questionable horse.
The best type of horse.
I'm missing a wizard here.
It's a dangerous family secret.
I'm missing a wizard in the dress. Right there.
Oh my god, yeah, don't worry. You're going on there. I wasn't sure what to put in that last one, but I know now.
Okay.
The
so
romance
I'm
is real.
taking notes. It's definitely taking.
you should have something to read.
Yum. Okay. Oh, okay. Let me. Oh my god! You're going to make me. Okay.
You've read it, mate.
Lord Albrecht.
I sit there like.
Yeah.
Everyone, pay attention.
Okay.
I'm writing.
My spies in Neverwinter tell me that the strangers are due to arrive in Phandelver. They could be working for the dwarves. Capture them if you can, kill them if you must. But don't allow them to... Oh, wait. Because... Oh, no. No. Don't allow them to upset our plans.
Yep.
They see that any dwarven maps in their possession are delivered to me with haste. I'm counting on you, Iona. Don't disappoint me.
That's exactly what it says.
I said, oh no,
Okay.
I just gotta say that again because I didn't press the button.
My spies in Neverwinter tell me that strangers are due to arrive in Phandelver, or Phandelver, I can never remember how it's said. They could be working for the dwarves. Capture them if you can, kill them if you must, but don't allow them to upset our plans. See
that us?
any dwarven maps in their possession are delivered to me with haste. I'm counting on you, Iona. Don't disappoint me.
And it was signed by the spider sign, right?
Signed by a
Who did it say that they could possibly be
Lord
working for?
Yep, Iona Albrecht.
Yeah,
Who did
Iona
it?
was Iona. Wasn't Iona the wizard?
It said that
He was
Wasn't that the name of
what's its
Blaster?
friend?
Yeah, he was. Let me check there because I'm terrible for names.
What were you saying? Ash?
He said that they could possibly be working for who?
For the dwarves.
For the dwarves.
For the dwarves,
Dwarves. Yeah. He was. Oh gosh, how
Silda?
was he? Silda's friend. Iona was Silda's friend.
He went to the.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun!
So Iona is Lord Elric.
So Iona is working for the Black Spider.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Oh no.
He's working.
So what was the last part of the letter again?
I'm counting, which it said, see that any dwarven maps in their possession are delivered to me with haste. I'm counting on you, Iano. Don't disappoint me. Signed,
We should take
Spider.
this. We should take this letter to Silda.
Yeah.
I think so. We better
But
keep
what
it.
if Silda's
and-
in on it as well?
Well,
I
we
doubt
can
it.
take it.
I mean, we did save
I don't know.
goblins.
Well,
I don't think.
I tell you what, I'll take them for now and put them in my bag so they're nice and safe, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do with them when we leave. Maybe we show them to Silda. Maybe we take them to the lady at the mine as exchange for money and affection. You know.
Affection.
Well, money.
Okay.
She's mean. I like mean women.
The more you know.
Do we go back to the jails
Yep.
and try to open them?
Or do we?
I just realized I was
explore
pressing the
pathway
wrong button.
across?
Oh no! I mean,
The people
Yeah, I had
that,
that from.
you can. I mean, it
the
doesn't.
people
I mean,
that the letter was talking about could also be Gundren's brothers.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And that's what possibly why they may be missing.
And the maps as well, because isn't there that lost
Because-
land or something?
Because Gundren, whenever he got assaulted, they took the map out of the map holder.
Yeah, Gundren had two brothers, Nundro and Tharden. They'd been gone for 10 days. But that was a while ago now.
Hmm. Right. So
By the way, if you want to just put the kind of continuous talk on, Ash, don't worry about it. It was literally, I was like, what can I hear? Have I got something else going on in the background? But it's okay.
It's only us who
Sorry.
aren't allowed to detect because we're like right here and really annoying. So
Yeah. So if you
The-
want to, if you
Alright.
want to change that, and just put it on, and we'll. But it was just like I said, it was just kind of. I was like, have I
figure out
got
what it was.
have I got the TV on? What's going on?
The lost mines, that's what they were looking for.
yeah.
Mhm.
And didn't they think they had a map to it?
I know the dwarf brothers were looking for it, weren't they?
Say
Yeah, so
Gundren
maybe-
might have had it, we don't know.
Yeah. So that's why he was captured, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We don't really know what happened to him right now.
It wasn't that
Yeah, we don't know where he is.
that goblin guy captured him, but then he took him to somewhere else where the black spider was. And they
Possibly.
kept Silda. Silda.
Yeah, Goldrin was moved on, wasn't he, somewhere else?
Yeah, so it's all coming together.
Slowly. So, are we going to go
Things
straight
are
to the
making
hostages?
sense.
Or shall we explore that other pathway we haven't been down yet?
explore the other pathway.
Yeah, we could
I
While
would
we're
try
here.
to put the hostages safe, like bring them.
So we
shouldn't bring
could...
them with us exploring a new pathway. We'll get them on the way back.
Okay. Because we did give them food, they'll be alright. They don't have to know that we found the keys already.
Also,
Also, there was a metallic door in the north to the
yes, the locked metallic room. Well, door.
yeah,
Door.
and maybe those keys could also open that passage.
Ooh, only got
We'll
2
try that
keys
when
though,
we
don't
get
we?
the. I don't know. The same
Yeah.
key might open both jail cells.
Maybe.
We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's...
Well, we're definitely going back for them. We're not arguing if we're ever going to do.
Yeah.
It's just
No, yeah.
Or
Okay.
just explore the south first. I move quietly.
Okay. Are you all moving quietly?
Sure.
See you,
I'll
Drew.
let Ash go first.
Yeah, now...
Okay.
We do.
If you could all roll a stealth check, please. Rowan at disadvantage.
Oh.
Ooh.
Nah.
15.
Not a natural 20, but 20.
20, 15.
7.
Yep.
4.
Iona.
Okay, look.
As you walk back into the sort of crevasse and you move towards the southern passage that you've seen, it gets darker and darker. You don't actually have any lights. There's quite a lot of loose rubble, which you are scuffing up as you're moving, but nothing seems to be moving around you, luckily, from just general sort of passive, like what you can hear as you're moving. Seems to be, sort of, all seems to be fairly quiet, but you are making a little bit more noise than you probably would have liked. So what's your marching order?
Somebody with dark vision needs to go first.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
I would say something with dark vision, high passive perception.
That's me.
Maybe
No.
a ranger, you know.
That's
I mean,
I guess a ranger would help.
Instead of a bar,
Iona
who's nearly
not
a half
to-
elf.
Yep.
That's racist.
So,
Classist.
classist, darling.
Class. Oh my gosh. Are you saying that I can't perceive things like a ranger?
Yes.
Oh, I said you're
Yes,
at half
that is what we're
elf.
saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly what.
So ranger first, then druid, then Rowan, then
Actually, I don't want
Iona and
Aramil.
Aramil bringing up the. Oh no, Rowan behind Aramil to protect him.
I don't want
Iona-
Aramil.
Like a little Iona Sam.
Oh.
That's fine.
It
So
was
the way that you've got it is you've got basically all the humans
Okay.
have always got somebody that they can sort of stand
Sandwich between.
near, that they can hold on to if they need to.
Yeah, like a vision trifle.
Okay. So you make your way forward. The passage is quite narrow. It's about 5 foot. There is some fall. It's very. It looks like a natural tunnel. Basically, it looks like a natural cavern, and you can feel wind, kind of air, fresh air blowing in from the outside, from in front of you, which is was a welcome relief from the very dark, dank, musty underground that you've come from. You did notice when you actually went into the crevasse earlier on that there was air coming from somewhere. It appears that this is where it's coming from. So as you move forward as stealthily as possible around the sort of kind of snaking forward, trying to navigate around some of the fallen rubble, you can see light getting closer and closer. Do you want to continue? You've probably been walking for about 50 feet by this point.
The bat hasn't been uncovered yet.
Pardon?
What?
Are you backseat DMing?
Where's the map?
There isn't a path on the map!
And I get thrown down.
I'm like, back off!
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yes, let's head towards the light.
Yes.
God.
Let us do that.
Go to the light,
you?
The
Caroline!
Lord of Thunder.
Oh my god, hi!
So you take it very steadily and you walk forward, the light getting brighter and brighter and closer as you move forward. You get around 100 feet and you start to hear birds chirping, and you move further forward, and you find yourself emerging. You have to duck down and sort of scrabble or like on hands and knees out of and push some sort of grass clumps to the way, because it looks you can see the light through it, but it's a little bit overgrown. You push your sails out and you find yourself coming out in woodland.
Nature.
Nice.
I guess this is a secret entrance.
Oh, this is lovely. Let's go back in.
I think we should, if we can identify if this area is safe, we should bring the hostages out this way, just in case someone is watching the manor.
That's an excellent idea.
I make a perception check to see if I can see any goblins or monsters about.
You can indeed. And,
I would also like. Do I have room to check as well?
And you're in forest, so it is your favoured terrain.
So I get advantage.
You do get advantage.
Yes. Thank God I get advantage. That's okay. Yep. 14.
Okay, from what you can tell, there doesn't appear to be anything around. It appears to be really quite quiet. The fact that there are birds singing so happily around you, there seems to be so sort of quite a lot of life and nature. It doesn't seem like this area has been disturbed, certainly not recently at all, from what you can tell.
Would I be able to tell in what direction the town is that we came from? Was it Phandelver? You know, like we were in a village, and then there was a manor.
Phandelver.
Would I be able to tell that, or is it just like forest?
To know where we are.
Well, you can. You don't have the sort of the. I don't think you could always know. Do you always know which way is north?
I have an excellent memory for maps and geography.
Having the map.
I can always recall the general layout of terrain. Your group cannot become lost except by magical means. Yeah. So not really, I guess. I could climb a tree and see, but I don't know.
Sorry, go on.
Can I look at the tree and see which side the moss grows on?
You can. Yes, you can indeed. Would you like to do that? Would you like to do an nature check for me?
Where? There. 16, 17.
You find that there is moss on the side of trees that moss.
That's the north side. The moss side is the north side.
That is moss on the trees.
There's moss on those trees, and it's all mossy. Okay, thank God. Well, good druid skills. That was not something that I had prepared. You notice that there is moss on. There is moss on the north side of all of the trees. Can you also do an investigation check for me, please?
Well, that one didn't do as well. That was it's an 8.
Okay. You do notice that there are some broken. There is some sort of broken twigs and so on. It looks like you can't tell whether it's animals moving through or whether it's been human beings, but there does appear to be a little bit more activity to the west of where you are.
Alright, so that way is north, and that way is where there's a lot of activity, and that's west. Yeah. And I don't. Okay.
If I climb a tree,
Phandelver was to the west of the manor, so it would make sense.
If I climb a tree, are the trees tall enough to which I would be able to see the village?
You can certainly try.
I'm gonna try.
Okay, so I would like you to do an athletics check.
Okay. 16.
16. So you, everyone else, you're all stood around watching as Calla kind of almost takes a little sort of a running hop up and grabs hold of one of the branches and sort of swings herself around and kind of scrabbles up. Can you now do an acrobatics check to see if you can sort of monkey your way up the branches, please?
I'd like to be ready to cast Featherfall.
You can indeed. You can.
Knew it would be useful.
You can indeed. You can hold that. You don't need to. You don't need to spend it though until you actually need to.
Sorry.
You've got.
Obviously, my one just like.
I've got a 7.
I don't need notes. I
You've
just
got a
need
7. Unfortunately, as you jump, you leap up and you try to grab, the branch breaks and you fall.
I cast Featherfall.
Iona, having watching this, kind of rooting you on, notices the branch snap. Notices the branch snap. Notices you falling back almost in slow motion, and actually, it does become slow motion, as suddenly this bolt comes out of Iona's hand. And it, though it missed Rowan that time before, you now see what she was trying to do, and Calla sort of floats, almost like floating through water, and she sort of gradually drifts down to the ground and
Tom
lands.
Ferry plays just
very
gently
on the carpet of grass underneath.
Thanks.
I still think the reason why Iona missed earlier is because Rowan fell too fast.
It was the weight of the armor.
The armor.
Kinetic energy. It's
Yeah,
it's the way it worked.
Couldn't do anything.
It wasn't Iona's fault at all.
No.
Oh,
So I'm out of spells now.
Ash is the Hulk. Because Ash is the Hulk. You won't like me when I'm angry. How are those purple pants
I haven't
working
actually
out
used
for you?
any spells yet.
No, give it time.
No,
Give it
you're
time.
I used one of my beast shifts. I can't use spells when I'm like that.
No, that's true. And your beast shift was fantastic.
Alright guys, no more climbing. I'm done for the day.
Right.
You
Now-
fuck up, you fuck up.
Now that we've recognised the space is safe-ish and the direction we need to go, shall we montage back to the prison cells and check out that room with the door?
Yeah.
A lot of rooms have doors, but that room with a door.
Yeah, that room.
Montage back.
Montage back. So. Montage. I was going to say, very Team America World Police. It is a montage.
Just running through walls, juggernaut style.
It's like
Realism, and everyone else like, shoof!
Ash, that was amazing. How
Someone else do the word for the skeletons. I should probably like.
Elephant!
Yay!
Okay, cool.
Ash was too quick for them to even notice.
What was that? Oh, it was just the wind. Goes back to sleep. It must have been the wind. Arrow is in head.
So you
Skyrim
go back into the room. The small boy is still sort of kind of sniffing in the corner, but at least not quite as much as he was originally doing. You think he's obviously calmed down quite considerably in the last hour or so since you've been gone.
Just wait till he sees the skelly bobs come at him.
Scary.
The kid's gonna need therapy.
Shit a brick.
Kid's gonna need therapy after this, I'm telling you.
Oh, and here's our nice.
I love how you're all talking about this in the jail cell, right in front of him. Like, just wait till he sees those skeletons. Gonna shit a brick. Bloody hell. Like, it's
Y'all are
mum's
gonna
there.
make me laugh cry some more now. Come on now.
I apologise for his French. He's human, and he also doesn't speak French.
Okay.
What's French?
Okay,
Oui, oui,
I'm gonna try the
Manuel.
keys on the northern jail.
Okay, so you take the roll a d20 for me and tell me what you get.
Don't like this.
19.
Okay, so the first key that you try, these jail cells have obviously been used a little bit more than you would like to have known that they get used. The key twists really easily. It doesn't actually make very much noise, and it goes in and it turns and it clicks. Are you going? Is it the bottom? Is it the mother and daughter, or the boy?
Upper jail?
Okay, so you're opening the door of the upper jail. So turn the key, and it opens, and the door sort of swings open, slightly. There is no movement from inside, though. You can just hear this little boy like going.
Okay.
So weren't they chained to the wall?
Iona? Maybe.
Yeah, I got this. I got this, dress dude.
Dress dude.
Dressy boy.
Hey,
little guy. We've opened the door for you, and we're gonna let your mum and sister out now, and everything's fine.
Okay, as he looks up at you, and he sort of sniffs, and he does that, and he's obviously like he's filthy, so he's just left.
Do I have a wet cloth?
Just left a trail of kind of like black snot over his arm as he's kind of done that. It's not the nicest thing that you've ever seen in your life.
I grew up in a tavern. I've seen some
things.
Seen some shit.
I've seen things.
I've seen things you would not believe.
And stuff.
I'm not entirely sure why I had to do it in that voice, but hey.
Reasons. I put an arm around him and say everything's okay now, and try to be as comforting as I
can. Okay, so you do that, and he's still snuffling and hold on. I just want to double check that. I can't remember whether I said they were chained or not.
Yes.
Because I haven't written down that I did, and I'm really sorry. But did I say that they were chained? Okay. So
yes.
He's still not moving anywhere, but he seems to be sort of calming down in your presence. And he's got a chair. He's got like a band, manacle around his ankle that is kind of almost nailed. It looks like it's nailed into the wall.
Okay.
I call to Aramil and say, could you throw me the keys? I want to see if one of them works on this manacle.
Well, I go.
Oh, yeah, you're right there.
Let's
okay.
get the
That was fast.
Yeah. See, you're not the only one that moves super fast.
Okay, so again, if you'd like to roll a d20 for me and just tell me what you get.
5.
Okay, so you try the other key this time, and you try to get it into the lock, and it doesn't fit.
I say, Rowan, we need your manliness over here.
There's 2 keys. He's only tried one.
Oh, okay. Try the other key, I guess.
I'll try the other key.
Before we try brute strength.
There's more than one key. I don't know the number.
You try the other key, and this actually appears to be possibly a master key, because as you put it into the manacle, you turn it and it just goes, and the manacle opens from around his ankle.
I say, never mind, Rowan.
The poor boy has even just a couple of days around his ankle is sort of a bit red and chafed from where it's been sort of against him, and he still doesn't want to move. He's still obviously a bit terrified of everything, and also he keeps on looking around, and you get the feeling that maybe is he looking for that wolf? Where's that wolf gone?
But I did shift back into a human in there, remember?
He didn't actually.
Yeah, I did.
He didn't see.
I bet that wasn't horrifying.
Oh, no!
No,
he was hiding.
I won't talk to the kid. I'll terrify the kid.
Not seeing that probably has saved him lots of years of
More
therapy.
So,
you know, like
you can hear you hear the sound from the other cell, which is the voice of the mother, called Myrna, and she shouts out, she says, please let me free, let us free. And she sort of shouts over, and she goes, Nos, stay still. They're friends. They're here to help you.
I say, we're on our way, love.
okay. I try the master key with the bottom lock.
Okay.
With the
You
bottom
put the key in. Again, it turns absolutely fine, and the door swings, and the door kind of it's all slightly off. It's all slightly off kilter, so it swings forward slightly open, and you pull the door open, and you walk in freely, no problem at all.
Yeah, I try to free both
Yep.
women.
No, again, absolutely no problems. You manage to unshackle them both from their chains. They're sort of huddled and holding on to each other, but the instinct the mother has to protect her children, she pulls her daughter, Nilsa, forward, and she moves up to the top cell, and they both hug the little boy who's there. They both kind of like go on either side, kind of, and you can hear, and they're all crying, and you can just hear the mother kind of just talking very, very gently to them both that it's all going to be okay now. It's all going to be okay now. And you hear the little boy go,
What?
"Where's Papa?" And then, and the mother, you can hear the sort of the hitch in the mother's voice, and she goes, Papa was very strong, but he had to go away. He'll be waiting for us one day." And they all sort of hug a little bit. Hug a little bit more.
How old are they? How old is the little boy, and how old is the girl?
About 13 and sort of 17. So
he's already old too.
He's not that. He's old enough to think that he's sort of like an adult, but when it comes to hit, he's still a little boy. But the sister's probably much more like a mother, as like a mother figure as well.
I get near Calla, and I softly tell her, "Don't say your dad is dead." Okay, Calla. No need to yell it. Okay.
Honestly.
We'll leave you guys there for a couple of minutes, but we found an exit that we can safely bring you out of and back to town. So
Let they give us information as well, by the way, just so you know.
I'm gonna let them kind of.
I think we should take them. We should take them to the out.
I want to check this potentially locked room here first.
Take them out of the manor to the south passage, and then talk to them when they're safe. Free and outside. They will probably.
Just before we do step out to the crypt, I'd like to turn to the boy who I chatted to in the last episode, and just say you did a good job being brave for your mum for me, and as a reward, I'm going to teach you a skeleton banishing spell. Are you ready? You got to learn this. He'll have fun.
He looks up at you, and you know he sniffs, and you can see a little sort of smile on his face. You probably, it's been a little while since he's had anything to smile about, and he goes,
after they've gotten
he'll have
That's it. And you keep practicing, and one day you'll be as good as this man over here. And I point to Aramil like, yeah, this guy.
And he looks, he takes in the robes that Aramil's wearing, and then looks at your shiny armor, and he kind of ignores Aramil, and he's looking at you, and you start to get, and it's very quick, but there's a little bit of hero worship going on there. Good thing he didn't see you fall down that pit before.
That kid is going to grow into an adventure at 20 and just scream at skeletons that word, and nothing's going to happen. I've just thought about that, and that's horrendous, but Rowan doesn't know that. So
I put my hand on Aramil's shoulder and I say, it's okay. I like the dress just the way it is.
Oh.
Cool. So we go in.
I'm used to it, don't worry.
Well,
I'm gonna walk out and I'm gonna go look at the door.
Good idea.
so they're going.
Okay.
Elephant!
And the little boy goes, Elephant! But look, everything, they've already gone, so it's all fine. But he feels like he's
giving them the
helping.
feels over.
But we'll let him say it
imaginary
next
kid.
time.
It's
We'll
like,
let him
whatever.
blitz it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so who's trying the door?
Aramil, I think he's got pretty good luck with keys.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Wait, are they
like-
coming with us?
Yeah, we should maybe take them to safety and then check the door.
They were gonna give us information as well. Just saying.
Calla got her eyes on the money.
Guys, go.
I think it'll be fine so long as we
You
stay there.
You can wait here.
I thought they
Calla,
were
if you
staying
want.
there while we were searching out this locked room.
Yeah, but they might just up and leave. Like,
Yeah, I know.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
as far as
but
I'm concerned,
I mean,
they're safe. Like,
if they
look,
If they
Calla
just-
is not connecting on an emotional level here. Okay, she is
you're
disengaging
not a kid
herself.
person.
well, I
you
think
need
we
to tell
should
me
take
what you want to
them
do.
out. I think we should
Unlock
take
the
them
door.
out first.
Yeah, let's put them in that room. Because skeletons are going to be kind of scary, so kind of in here.
Yeah, we can tell them to wait in that little like barrel room there.
Okay. So
And not smell, because the nothing was...
you
Give the kiddies first
you
food.
get them to move through, and they kind of huddle by the barrels and everything in the little sort of room that you found before. So Aramil, you're going to move forward. Which key would you like to try?
The master key.
Okay. So you put the key in the door, and it doesn't quite go in. You give it a try, but nothing happens.
I'll try the other.
You try the other key, and this one does open. Get the feel. One of the keys is purely for the sort of the cell area, and the other maybe opens up some of the doors within the manor. So you open the door up, and inside, you walk inside, and you see what looks to be an armory. There's racks of weapons lining all the walls. There's spears, swords, crossbows, crossbow bolts, and there's a dozen dirty red cloaks hanging by the door.
Take all the things.
All the things.
All the things!
Here you go, Calla. What were you?
Can I try to use detect magic ritual?
You can indeed. How long does detect magic take?
I think it was 10 minutes. Let me.
I think it says 10 minutes. But...
I'd like to
Yeah,
look around to see if Jim the
it's
rat-
one action, but I believe that it was. I mean, it's one action's casting time, but I think it
takes
10 minutes longer.
So it's going to take Aramil 10 minutes to cast detect magic. The rest of you can during that time pilfer what you can from the room.
Can I search around for Jim the rat?
Okay, yep. Do an investigation check for me.
Oh, I rolled a 2.
Your brother-in-law
Four.
is so honoured that you made him a rat.
Hey, rats are some of my favourite people.
Favourite people. That's brilliant.
Yes.
That was like when we
rats are my favourite
exactly like when we were doing the keep talking and no one explodes, and you were being able to. I can't remember whether it was see. You could see listening or listen seeing. I can't remember which way it was, but one or the other. It makes me so proud. It's we're definitely siblings. Pardon?
Think with your ears.
Think with your ears, people. So whilst you see absolutely nothing at all. You see no sign of Jim the rat. As you,
I have a good rummage in there.
there's nothing really. You don't really have to rummage. Everything's very, very obvious. So what you can see is there are 12 spears, 6 short swords, 4 long swords, 6 light crossbows, and 8 quivers, each with 20 crossbow bolts in each one. And there are 12 dirty red cloaks hanging by the door.
If I take a crossbow, will one of y'all teach me how to use it? Because I don't really know.
I can help.
Well, well, I don't know.
Shall we wrap up as much as we can in the red cloaks and then have a little dig through the Halloween candy as it was in the room in the tavern later today and sort out what we want and what we're going to sell?
That's probably a good idea.
Use some of the red cloaks and like disguise ourselves if we wanted to.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, because high elf with a dress and a red cloak will be
stylish.
will be a great disguise.
From far away, it might work.
Nobody will
From far away, it might work. At first glance, it might
we
work.
could put a little red cloak on your direwolf transformations because he's so cute, like a little red.
So, Lise, do you think we'd be able to spread all the weight between us of the weapons? Because I know there's quite a lot in there.
We wouldn't be able to take all of it, would we?
You're not going
That's
to be able.
load.
You're not going to be able.
We need that many short
You're not
swords.
going to be able to take all of it at all.
But
I don't think we need that many of any of it.
Spears will be good for you.
I mean,
How many of each of them was there again? I don't write fast
there's
enough.
12 spears, 6 short swords, 4 long swords, 6 light crossbows, and 8 quivers of bolts.
wow, that's a lot.
It is
8 quivers of how many bolts?
20 each.
20.
But, they're not arrows for a bow. They're long. They're crossbow bolts. Yeah.
How good are the short swords?
They are kind of.
they just basic?
They're average at best.
So it's just like the one I've got.
It looks very much like an armory that's being used to store things for just for future red brands, and they're not going to waste anything fantastic on them.
I say it might be best if we take what we want individually and then take the extra and see if we can't sell it to what's her name? Leanne at the Lion's Shield.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But first take what we want to keep, and then we can take whatever we can carry after that.
Yeah,
I'd like to take
good.
20 crossbow bolts.
Yep, that's fine. You can take 20 crossbow bolts.
I'd like to take one of the light crossbows and one of the quivers of bolts.
Yep, you can do that.
I would like to fulfill my Legolas dreams and take a short sword. So now I have 2 short swords.
How?
+1 badass.
How many spears?
You haven't worked out. You haven't learned dual wielding yet, though.
I mean,
How many
yeah,
spears
but,
can I actually carry?
You can hold it and look
it's
cool.
purely aesthetic. It's
purely for how it looks. I'm totally good with that.
Cool.
How many spears could I carry on my back, tucked into my backpack or whatever? Would it just be one?
No.
Much?
You could probably
No?
You could probably carry looped through. I would say you could probably take 3.
3. I'll only take 2 spears.
Okay.
Aramil?
And we could always come back and get the rest.
Well, I'm still doing the detect magic ritual, I think.
Yeah, you've got probably you've probably got another minute or so, and Aramil's concentrating very hard. Rowan?
Yeah. So I'm not taking anything right now.
Rowan?
Would I be able to carry the 3 long swords, do you think? I know it's quite a lot of weight.
You've already got a long sword, and there are 4 extra long swords in there, and it's quite a lot of weight. So it depends on.
To be honest, I don't need any for gear. It's more selling stuff.
Who's got the magical longsword? Iona's got the magical longsword. You've got your axe. And is your axe attached to your axe's axe is attached to your back. So the thing is, they're going to encumber you. You're not going to have your hands free to carry them, but you could carry 3 of them, but you would be carrying them like that.
I say, guys, we've forgotten about Droop. What do we do about Droop?
We leave him.
Leave him where he is until
you're not having a pet.
Oh, God,
we can come back and get him after we've cleared the manor.
Yeah.
Bit of a trek up to the manor. Shall we just say, look,
we're
leaving now. If you want to stay here, you do you. But
okay. At this point, whilst Iona's desperately trying to convince them to let her have a pet goblin, Aramil, your detect magic spell has come to completion. So you open your eyes, and everything seems slightly foggy, and it's almost like you're kind of listening to the sound of the talking underwater as you're sort of scanning the room to see whether you can sense any magical auras at all. The only magical aura that you can sense, there's an aura off your compatriots who have magic usage, and you can also see some magic coming off the sword that Iona is holding, which you already knew. There's nothing else there's nothing else that appears to be magical within the vicinity. But the spell, as long as you've got to keep your concentration, does last for a little while, so you will be able to kind of keep your detect magic up as you walk through, possibly through some of the other rooms.
Okay. Now maybe I would take, like, I'm thinking, what could I carry? Like,
while they're deciding, can I go down and visit Droop very shortly?
I'll go with you because I think I have everything that I want. What would be the most useful to sell? Maybe crossbows?
Well, I would take probably, what kind of crossbow is it? Maybe because
a light
I see
crossbow.
there are... It's a light crossbow?
Light crossbow.
Okay, so I would take a light crossbow because I'm proficient with it.
So.
And there are also quivers with 20 bolts in them.
And a quiver.
Yeah, I'm just checking something. So, a javelin is going to be worth 5 silver pieces.
Oh, are they javelins? I thought they were spears.
Sorry, spears. I'm completely.
I got excited then.
No. They're actually worth more. They're worth a gold piece. Going to be worth. You're probably, thinking you could probably get a gold piece for them each. A light crossbow. They're actually worth quite. They're actually worth quite a bit more than you would imagine than a short sword or a long sword. A light crossbow, because of the mechanism and everything that sort of goes in, that's involved in it, they're actually sort of quite.
What's the difference between a hand crossbow and a light crossbow?
You're asking me? Yes. I think they're very, very similar things.
Okay, I'll stick with my hand crossbow.
How how many crossbows could I take?
A light crossbow deals more damage. Is heavier. Cool. That is heavier also. One is.
For some reason,
one is. Oh, sorry.
No. I'm
just checking the D&D.
A light weapon is small and easy to handle, making it ideal for use when fighting with 2 weapons.
Yeah, exactly. You can use the hand crossbow with one hand, and the light crossbow is two-handed.
I think I'll grab a normal crossbow, and then
also a hand crossbow is way more expensive.
Not normal crossbows.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh my god, so I could dual wield crossbows?
Not yet.
No.
No.
Because
you still need to be able to have a hand to. You don't have extra hands to be able to put bolts in. I mean, you're just going to be stood there making pew 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 noises if you're holding crossbows. Pew 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 pew. It's not going to work. A crossbow is going to be £5. It is £5 in weight. Spear's £3, so a longsword is again £3. I mean, a light crossbow is slightly heavier.
I'll stick with what I got.
One's probably more sensible.
Yeah.
Would I be
maybe have or take a longsword and crossbow? Would it?
Yeah, you can do. Again, though, it means that you're not going to be able to cast anything, because your hand's going to be full. So just be aware, obviously, that if you're carrying this sort of additional gear, you're not going to be able to sort of use your hands to be able to cast. So, you absolutely can. You will be able to carry it. It'll be, they're not that heavy, but they are bulky enough for
I need my hands to carry them.
How many crossbows, sorry, did you say there were again, Lise?
6.
6.
Okay. Can I take one for myself and then give one to the mum and just tell her to sell it for money to try and get back on her feet? Because that's a bit of gold to help them a bit.
You can indeed.
I mean, there's only 5 of us, so we don't need...
So we could give him a quiver of the bolts, too.
Yeah. I guess we should give a memo.
Yep, you can do that. That's absolutely fine. So, yep, you can do that. So what are you doing now?
I wanted to go visit Droop.
Whilst all this is... You've taken what you wanted. Everyone else is sort of... And whilst this is going on, so... But, oh my god, sorry. Rowan has just sort of said about giving the crossbow, a light crossbow to the mother. Iona and Ash, you're going to make your way back to where Droop is.
Are we doing a fast travel montage? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Fast travel montage.
Sweet.
Woohoo! That was fast. Amazing. Okay, so... Great. You're in the room with Droop. Why has it gone really quiet?
Because Freya's just realised neither of them speak Goblin.
Oh yeah.
I'm going there too because
that's probably a good idea. Shit.
Backtrack.
Okay, let me.
Has
Aramil
just realised this, or because obviously
I was just noting down the things.
It's got to
you're too fast.
It's got
people.
to be when you're as long as it's something that you would have kind of you would have realised and just been like, oh for goodness sakes, and gone after them rather than reacting to what you can hear. That's cool.
I say, oh, Aramil, fancy seeing you here. We're in a bit of a bother. So, could you tell him to wait about half an hour and then just do whatever. I mean, he can stay here if he wants, or he can go find his people if he was from anywhere in particular. But yeah, just kind of tell him that we're going, we're off.
Yeah, okay.
But to wait until the humans of the family is gone, so as not to scare them more.
Are you happy to? I was going to say, for the sake of like brevity, we can just sort of say that you relay that information. Droop kind of nods and looks quite grateful that you're not running him through or bullying him, and he's going to be quite glad to get out of the room with the stinky corpses as well.
You tell him that the passage to the south leads to the outside.
The goblin should not go through the center of town.
Yeah, so you want him to go out the passage into the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you tell him that, and he seems to know what you're talking. He seems to know kind of what you're talking about, maybe having seen it as he was brought through. So, we have Calla and Rowan still up by the family, and then and the rest of you are in the room.
They'll be back eventually.
I say, "Bye, Droop." Wave at him, and then leave.
I say to the mother, "We freed you, and you said that you would give us some information."
Okay. So she looks at you, and she's sort of gripping hold of this this crossbow like it's some kind of a lifeline. She's obviously kind of in need of the comfort of having some kind of weapon. She looks at you, and she takes a sort of a deep breath, and she goes, "What would you like to know? What can I tell you?"
You just said that you'd give us information. I didn't write down what information you'd give us.
You said it was about where they kept all the loot.
Right.
I feel bad about taking loot from them. Their house fucked. Their husband's dead.
I'm not taking loot from
them.
No,
it's not from them. It's from the Red Brands, isn't it? I can't remember. I just know that
it is. Yeah, she said she knew where the Red Brands.
Slowly making my way up.
Okay. Calla, roll a history check. Just to see whether you can remember. Just say to remember. Let's just do a history to see if you can remember.
Natural 20.
Okay, you completely recall everything that was said.
Great.
And so you ask her about this this reward that she said was hidden. And she tells you that she knows where. She doesn't have it on her, but there were rumours passed down through her family about an emerald necklace that used to be in the family, and it was when they had an alchemy shop, a herb and alchemy shop, in the town of Thundertree. Before Thundertree became sort of a ghost town, before it became a ghost town, before it just became ruins, and nobody has seen it since that was owned and it was there, and you've heard rumours that it is actually hidden still within the ruins of the alchemy shop in Thundertree, but no one has dared to go there because of the problems along the Tribor Trail, and also the rumours that they've heard of evil things going on around Thundertree.
What kind of evil thing?
She doesn't know any more than that. It's just said in hushed. It's just been said in hushed whispers. She just knows that there is that people don't go there unless they have to.
Well then, thank you, and I am sorry for your loss.
I'm proud of you, Calla.
You're just like
you successfully people.
Okay. So, are you taking them out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna kill him.
Did you just say that really loud in front of the boy?
Rowan, we're taking them outside where they can go home.
Okay. Just checking. Speaking of which, I don't think they should go home because the place isn't in the best shape, and it's going to be investigated, I imagine, by the local town.
And someone might have kicked the door down.
Also, there's a bandit in the basement.
Well, then what do we do with them?
Yeah, he's still there. Shit. Oh yeah, we totally
He might be
tortured that
dead.
guy.
Wait, we totally left them down there? I thought we dragged them back up and gave them...
Yeah, we took them to the town hall.
Oh,
You're right.
Yeah, we took them to the
Bandit
town hall.
blood, but like no bandit.
No, you're right. Yeah, you can go home. It's fine.
Well,
Just use your home, just a little bit friendly torturing.
And I'll just slip them 5
So-
gold for the.
Are we gonna tell them to go home and then we're gonna check out the what's the name of the place? The other inn that they hang out at.
Oh, the sleeping dragon.
Yeah,
I
the
think we
sleeping giant. I think we should check
Sleeping
that out
giant.
as well.
Rest first,
Ah,
because you've been all throwing yourselves off high places, and I can't keep up.
I'm fine.
Okay.
so I'm
Awesome.
perfectly okay.
As you take the 3 of them through the crevice, one of you has the torch. Is one of you holding the holding a lit torch so they can see their way?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
I say ignore the one-eyed monster. That was a time.
So as they, as you all move through, the mother is looking around and feeling very nervy, very unsure about what's going on, and the light as you go past casts illumination into the bottom of the crevice, and suddenly you hear her scream, and it's one of those screams of absolute heartbreak, and she drops to her knees and she's just staring into the bottom of the crevice.
Can I see what she's staring at?
Oh
God.
no.
I got woodcutter on my shoes.
Oh! Oh!
Don't tell me they fed it to...
I forgot he was down there.
I don't think we knew that he was down there.
We didn't know it was him, did we?
Nope. Would one of you like to do a perception check, please?
Me, I've got dark vision.
Okay, so Freya, do a perception.
Oh, the
Sorry,
cat,
Aaron.
the torch cast.
Yeah, the
light down
torch has got cast, but you got
19.
As you look down, you do remember that you did note that there was a kind of a body down there as when Rowan fell in, and you can now see that you're looking properly and you're not having to deal with the Nothic. You can see broken, gnawed, half-eaten body of Phandelver, the husband.
I pick up the 13-year-old kid and I run with him to the exit.
And I shall ferry the women.
One under each arm.
Yeah. So Rowan, would you like to do a strength check? Because she no longer, and her daughter's holding on to her. She can't stand. She's just sobbing. I mean, it's bad enough knowing that your husband has died without seeing his half-eaten corpse.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad day she's having.
That's a above average 15.
That's fine. So you pick her up, and you sort of hold onto her, almost kind of with her leaning against your chest, but you're kind of holding onto her so her feet are off the floor. You've got your arm around her daughter, and you sort of move forward with them, and she's got her head just buried into your shoulder as she's sobbing, and you Calla's run out with the lad, and you go through the tunnel. You've had a day of it. More than you've had a couple of days of it, and you've been underground for some time, and it's been lightless and dark and musty. And so as you break out into the woodland, the relief just hits you as well. As it did before, you are out, you are surrounded by trees, you are surrounded by light. You have these 3 individuals with you who are just in sort of rags. I think their clothes have been taken off them, and they were just put into kind of rags that they could at least that would hide their sort of modesty, as it were. And you put them down onto sort of the softest spot of grass that you can find, and they all huddle together, just crying. And you are now outside. You've come through a sort of an underground tunnel almost into this sort of woodland, very heavily wooded area. So where would you like to go now? What would you like to do?
I just can't stop saying sorry, just like over and over and over. Like I'm muttering it, but like I can't stop saying sorry.
I come and set my hand on your shoulder, like kind of distant from you, but still like set my hand on your shoulder, but like there's nothing you could have done.
I play a calming yet respectful tune on my lute.
Okay.
Calming yet respectful.
Well, think Sarah McLachlan.
Uptown Girl.
Iona, could you just do a performance check?
Natural 19 plus 5.
So you're you're playing just an acoustic song, just incredibly gentle, and you can hear them just starting to calm down. There's almost magic in what you are playing. It's calming them down quite considerably. Calla, you have been more affected by this than you would like. Than you thought you would be. Having seen their reactions has brought back a lot of memories from your time and the Palace Guard and the things that you saw, that has led you to this place now. The sort of the loss that you experienced and the things that you saw, and you know that one day you'll have to challenge that and you'll have to deal with it. But for now, you listen to the birds, which calm you, and you listen to the playing of Iona's lute, and you start to feel some peace kind of seeping in. So what would you like to do now?
That woodpecker in the background,
though. I guess once everyone who needed a moment is ready, we should start moving back towards Phandelver while it's still light.
Yeah, it is definitely definitely heading on towards dusk.
I said while we're walking, can we figure out who all is like hurt and who all needs like some healing, and whether or not we could go to the Sleeping Giants Inn?
I'm about.
Are you tapped out?
I'm tapped out of spells. So I'm at 2/3 health.
Yeah, we should.
I won't be hugely useful.
We should take a long rest. Maybe go back to that other inn that we started at.
In the background, as it's getting towards dusk, you start to hear the sound of. You hear a wolf cry. It's quite a distance away from you at the moment, but then another one starts up, and another one answers. But they're very far away sounds, but it's getting to that point where dusk is coming and night is going to
speed up, I think.
Fast track it home. Well, not home, but back to...
Yeah. Are we being slowed down by the family?
I hear you. We should cut off the family.
No, I'm just saying, like, you carry 2 of them, I'll get 1 of them, be right.
Rowan, you will, it depends on how quickly you're moving. If you're moving at normal speed, then there won't be any disadvantage. Calla, no matter what speed you move, you're always rolling straight in the woods, so that's not a problem. Rowan, if you're trying to move quickly and you're trying to kind of carry them at all, then you'll be rolling at a disadvantage.
Cool.
Can Calla carry all 3?
I am not that strong.
Calla, are you okay to spearhead the walk home?
Yeah.
And I'll hang at the back and make sure everyone keeps up and everyone's safe.
Do I not remember something about... I don't know if it was a spell or something, though. About being able to speed up the group. I don't remember. I have it in my spells. It's something I vaguely remember.
Unsure.
Okay, it was one of my spells. Never mind.
The three kind of the family. The mother has calmed down considerably. Considerably now. She the sound of Iona's song has really helped her. And she stands up and she pulls her 2 children, one on either side.
I thought we were walking already.
You haven't. You were discussing how you were going to move, but I didn't think you were.
I thought we were already.
Because you didn't. You hadn't actually said that you were. You said you were.
I said that we were gonna walk while we figured out if we could.
Oh,
fight.
I didn't hear that.
Sorry.
Okay. It's one of those things. If there's quite a few of you talking about different things, there's only so much I can pick up on. Okay, that's fine. If you would like to, each roll a d20, please, and just tell me what you get. Rowan, is Rowan carrying them then?
No, I think I'll be more just like arm over the shoulder helping them along.
Okay, that's fine. So each just roll a d20 for me, please.
I got a 6.
10.
7.
13.
Are you going double speed?
No, I think with the family
you're
we
just
should
going
go.
you're just going at normal speed.
Yeah.
Okay.
16 for me.
6, 10, 7.
16.
Okay.
13.
30. Okay, so the day has really started to catch up with Calla, with Ash, and with Iona. It's really started to kind of the memories of what you've experienced and everything is really starting to weigh heavy on you, and it's definitely making you move at a slower pace than you normally would at this point. But you do make it. You follow the way that you certainly think is the way out. You move to the west and you come out of the woodland, and in front of you you can see the town. You can see some smoke rising from the chimneys of the town in the distance, and up to the north, so up on a slope, you can see the ruins of the manor that you've spent a lot of time in the cellars of, and directly in front of you is what looks like a farm building.
I say, is it wise to bring the woodcutter's family back just in case there are more red brands? That said, we were in the ruins for quite a while. If there were more, then they might have come and found us.
I was thinking I don't think they're in the right headspace to go home tonight. So we'll take them back to the inn.
We can
get them a room. Yeah, we'll sort it. So,
Yeah, we tried to take them. I think we should take them back to the inn, but we should try to keep it under wraps and, try not to be seen, just in case any red brands are looking. We don't want to bring anything down on the poor innkeeper, Toblerone.
Okay, so you spend a bit more time, and you're kind of carrying them along, and you're all getting very tired, and night is quickly coming on as you move your way through the main town. So you're back in the main town. Would one of you how are you going to, you said you'd like to go in stealthily almost, so people didn't spot the
So which one was the sleeping giant in again? It's the one that's on the right
That one,
hand
isn't
side,
it?
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one.
I think this is.
And it's
We were at the Stonehill Inn.
that's the shrine, I think. The Stonehill Inn's this grey.
This one.
The Stonehill
is
Inn's
this-
this grey
oh,
one.
it's this one?
That one's Barthen's Provision.
This one.
So we've come out here.
No, you've come.
We've
this is
come
the
out
farm.
over here.
Hold on, let me.
Oh yeah.
I guess we have. We were on the.
You've come out of this forest, and this is the farm that you've seen.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we should stay away from Green Dragon.
So-
Dragon Inn? What the fuck?
Should
The
we
sleeping
come
giant.
this way and go this way instead of going like up through the main part of town?
Okay. As you get closer, so as you walk along that pathway, the small boy, the son, struggles against you and starts running at an absolute pelt towards the house on the left.
Which of the
I run
woodworker's
after him.
house?
This.
Because you're about here.
Woodworker's house. I run after
Oh
him.
yeah.
Say no, stop.
This.
Okay. Do an athletics check, please. Contested athletics check.
9.
Okay, you managed to basically rugby tackle the poor kid to the ground.
a subtle.
What would you like? I mean, what would you like? Because the mother's looking quite she thought that you were good people, but now she's not necessarily quite so sure.
I
because
put
We
you
don't
just
know.
basically
into a hug and say
jack-tackled
you
the
don't
kid.
want to go home right now. Trust me. Pull the boy
We're
into a
gonna
hug, say
take you back.
want
We
to go
don't
home right
know
now,
if the
trust me.
red
You
brand
don't know
are
it's safe.
Yeah.
watching your house, so we're gonna put you up in the inn for the night. So that way they won't know where you're at.
The mother looks at you, Ash, and she nods in agreement, and she calls to her son. Nars. She goes, Nars, come back. We're going to go and stay at the inn. We're going to go and stay with Tom.
Toblin.
Toblerone.
We're going to go.
We've called him Toblerone one too many times.
Yeah, we're going to go and stay with Toblin, and hold on. Oh. She mentions the name of Pip, and she says you can, and you'll be with your friend Pip, and Nas looks very quite excited about that. They must be about the same age. And
Is it late enough that there won't be anybody like hanging out in the inn?
it's dusk, so it's kind of the end of the day. It's probably the time that the most people are going to be going and having a drink after work.
Okay.
We should lead them in via a back entrance, I think.
I was gonna say,
Maybe
Calla,
we
do you
could go
think
in
you
and
find a
talk to
better way in?
Toblin first. and talk to Toblin first.
You'll have a better chance sneaking in if I'm not with you. So if someone wants to come with me, and we'll go talk to Toblin.
We can go talk to Toblin and ask them if they can come in for the back way.
Yeah. You alright to keep an eye on them for us, Calla, with someone else, hopefully. I don't want them on their own.
I'll stay with them.
Well, I will say, Iona, you may you got.
Iona, if you come with us, you can play music and distract everybody while they sneak in.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I'll come with you guys.
You're good at making a scene.
I will stay with Rowan.
Brenda-Lise, the ukulele.
So let's go. We'll go back in. So who is it?
Yes.
Who is it who's going to go into the front of the inn and talk to
me,
Tom,
Rowan, and Iona?
Okay. So, and then
what am I doing?
Where are you? And then who? It's Rowan and Calla staying with the three.
I was going into the tavern.
No.
Aramil and me.
Aramil and Rowan's going into the tavern.
Aramil are going to stay with the family and maybe see if they can find a back entrance that they can just wait by.
Okay, so Aramil and
Sorry, but I just heard like Rowan and Aramil try to find a back entrance.
Oh, wow.
Coming at you with that D10 bludgeoning
That's
damage.
escalated quickly.
The fanfiction is just writing itself.
I was going to say.
Rowan
Freya?
is getting out of hand.
Are we going? I think there needs to be the ballad.
You missed everything.
Yeah, Iona, the ballad of Rowan needs writing. The ballad of Rowan.
Leave it with me.
Okay. So
I'm so excited.
So you go into. Some of you go into the inn. It is, in fact, you can just keep on chuckling to yourself there. That's absolutely fine. Me just wandering around. Is this even working? Can you hear, like, chatting?
Nope, but I'm using my imagination.
I can.
I can hear it in my brain. I think I hear it now.
Theatre of the mind.
I'm just trying to put something on very gently. So
I can hear it kind
of. You go inside, and there's somebody. There's a couple of sort of people sort of playing a little bit of music, but nothing. They're just trying to sort of entertain themselves. It's quite busy. It's people who are having something to eat and something to drink after a long day at work. And the barkeep is wiping down tankards behind the bar, and he looks up and he sees you and he goes, "My friends, it has been some days." He looks at you and he says, "Your things are still in the rooms. You didn't pay until today."
I rush forward and say, "Never mind about that, Toblerone. Is there a back entrance that we can use?"
He looks at you and looks a little bit sort of
I say, "Trust us."
Looks a little bit put out, and he says, "You've given me no reason to not trust you." And he goes, "Come with me," and he takes you through the inn, through the kitchen, to out the back, where there is a door, which he opens.
Okay, I say, right, Aramil, you go and find them and bring them here. Rowan, keep watch for any guards. I'll be a distraction.
Aramil's with me.
Yeah, you mean Ash?
Ash! Aramil's like, I hear something.
I hear
Ash,
something
find the family.
in the distance.
Rowan, keep a watch in the front. Make sure no red brands come in. I'll distract the patrons.
So this is happening, and you kind of just see this. You see this little bundle of energy just darting back into the inn.
Just as she zoomed by, I'll turn to Tolberin.
Toblin.
It's only Iona that really annoys him by calling him Toblerone.
And I'll go, look, I'll explain this all later, but this should cover the costs for the rooms tonight. We'll need an extra room tonight, and the rooms for the other days. And I'll just pass him 15.
How much?
15 gold.
15 gold. He looks at it, and he looks at you, and he goes, "Sir, that's very generous. Yeah, the pound, it's gone. The money is gone. I mean, he's like, I can't possibly accept this kind of, but as if you're sure, if you're absolutely certain."
While this is happening, I go and find the other people.
You've gone and found the other people, and suddenly everything starts to quiet. There's just this this coughing, and it goes like, "Patrons, fellow residents of Phandelver,
Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears!" And I leap up onto a chair, and I start playing. This really isn't a distraction. There's nothing here to see. Everyone look, it's a distraction. No one sneaking in through the back. Distraction! Distraction! And thank you.
Hey!
And everyone's looking, everyone looks and's going, hey! Whilst that's happening, you because they've and she said she's sung the same thing over and over, and now she's watching, she's like, distraction. Move it along faster. And you've all got up the stairs to the rooms without anyone having seen.
Woo! I'm useful now.
Nice one, guys.
Great.
So you can, I don't know, if you would just like me to give you a and what happens next?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
I mean, I think we should tell Toblin who the other room was for.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I get off the chair and I say, "You're welcome," and then I just kind of wander into the back.
Yeah, I want to drink as well.
Yeah.
That goes. That's
not rambunctiously, not with energy, just whiskey
Deep,
and
dark
drink.
drinking.
Yeah,
I want to go get a drink.
Yeah, sad,
so angsty,
kind of
Yeah.
Yeah. So you all go up to the rooms, Toblin included, sort of follows you up, kind of wanting to know who on earth sort of what's going on, because you actually put kind of the red cloaks kind of over them, so that they're not they were sort of not obvious what he
wants to know who the hell we brought in through the back door, that we had to do it that way.
And because you've all gathered around as well, he couldn't really see who they were. As soon as you step back, he recognizes them straight away. They've been friends all of their lives. You've rescued the people that he felt he would never see again, and he runs forward and he throws his arms around them, and he holds them, and they're sort of he goes, my wife will be so glad to see you, so glad that you're okay. And he reaches down, he ruffles the hair of the boy next to him, who kind of pulls away slightly, and that kind of I'm far too old to have my hair ruffled, but you can tell that he's just glad, he's he's actually quite sort of glad for the touch, and he looks at you all, and he just looks around and he goes, "This is where you've been. This is what you've been doing for the last few days."
I nod vehemently.
Yeah.
And he sort of, he takes a deep breath and he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out the 15 gold pieces that you handed him, and he walks over to you, Rowan, and he reaches out and he takes your hand and he puts the 15 gold back in your hand and he pushes it back towards you and he just goes, "Thank you. Anything I can do." He said, I'll send food up. I'll send food up for
Is there anywhere we can wash up? Because we're probably all like really bloody and dusty and nasty looking.
Goo all over us.
Yeah. There is he says, I'll get my wife to send up the barmaid with some fresh water for you in a moment, so you can wash up. All of your belongings are still here, still in the rooms. And he says to the family, says, "Would you like? You look tired. Would you like to eat in here?" And they agree. They don't really want to. They certainly don't want to see anyone. And you all very much like, no, we'd like them to stay out of sight.
Let's let Toblin know why we brought them to the inn and not to their house.
Yeah.
Which is so that the Red Brand doesn't know that they're here.
Yeah. So you explain that, and he agrees, and he suggests that you should probably take them to the town master tomorrow when but after a good sleep. And he says water will be up shortly for you to clean up, for you to wash. Come down, said food, ale, wine. It's on the house for you tonight. You have
Don't mention that.
You have done a great service for us. And he kind of look and he says, you've saved our friends. And you can see he's getting a little bit like he's getting a little bit glassy-eyed, but he's a sort of tough individual who doesn't like to kind of show that kind of thing. So he sort of turns off quickly and walks away. So over the next 40 minutes or so, there's jugs of fresh water are brought up, so you can basins, so you can all have a quick wash. You can all change clothes. You get the family situated in their own room, and sort of bread and cheese and meat and some ale and wine brought up for them to hopefully help them sleep. And you make your way downstairs to the inn to have a well-deserved drink. You have your food. It's much higher quality than the food that you had that first night that you were there. They're obviously kind of going to town a little bit to sort of say thank you. And you have a good drink. Calla doesn't drink as much as she did the last time, but it's a quiet.
I turn to Calla and say, "Remember just yesterday when you said you're never drinking again?"
I think that was like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 days ago. That doesn't count then. Go for it.
Oh yeah. You've had a tough few days. You've fought.
We only slept once.
Yeah, you've hardly slept.
We slept more than once.
You've not slept very much. You've been in the dark a lot, so your body clock has all been sort of affected by it as well. And you've seen quite a few things, and it's been certainly with the ending of what's just happened, it's been quite emotional for you as well. So it's probably quite a quiet evening, really, as you all sit and think back over the past few days and all of the things that have transpired.
Do we know if Silda is still in the inn?
Do you want to? If you,
you're literally
oh,
gonna
I
be
love
you and a
love your
tree and a
jumper.
fucking platform.
I was just saying, I love your jumper.
Hufflepuff represent.
Representing Hufflepuff. I'm a Gryffindor, I'm afraid. God, so common. So fucking common. You can. Do you want to ask whether?
Yeah. I ask Toblin. I say, have you seen Silda recently? We have some quite important news for him.
Oh, and he looks at you and he goes, the man that you came in with that first day.
Yes.
And he goes, no, he's been around. He's staying at the in the rooms of the town master. I think he's staying there now.
I see. Yes.
But I've seen him about town over the last few days. He's definitely he's still around.
Okay, good to know that he's still safe then. And I go back to drinking with everyone else.
Okay.
I think that we should maybe buy our good friend some alcohol tomorrow night after we tell him what we found out.
Definitely.
Because he needs to know. And he's going to need the alcohol afterwards.
Okay. So, have you all got maybe another 30 minutes in you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good to go.
Yeah,
so long as you are.
Yeah, kind of want to get to the end, like this little arc. So, you drink, but slowly, steadily, but enough to hopefully keep the dreams and the nightmares of what you might have seen and the emotions that you've experienced and maybe things that have happened in your past at bay. And you sleep long and you sleep hard. So can you all obviously make a note that you're back to full spells and back to full HP as you wake up.
I
didn't take any damage, but okay.
Me neither.
Nor did I.
Yeah.
Absolute beast, Ash.
I mean, it helps to have a bit of a cushion.
Both literally and metaphorically.
You're going to be so OP when you get to level 20, honestly.
You are, it's like, we are but gods. It's like, Ash is like floating. She's like, I'm a goldfish.
Literally.
I need to know when I get access to flying things.
Yeah, you're gonna have to have. I would say you've got D&D Beyond, so that
I will
give
look.
you all of the information you need. So you wake up. You again have a quick have a quick wash. Go downstairs, have something to eat, and you bring down at this point because you've checked out the area. There's actually nobody in the inn at this point because it's slightly later. Most people have gone to work. So you bring, after you've eaten and they've eaten upstairs, you bring the mother and the daughter and the son downstairs, and they're actually in clothes again. It looks like the wife has given a couple of things that she's owned and then one of her son's outfits to them. So that they've got something more than the sort of dirty rags that they had. So what would you like to do?
I think we should head straight to the town master.
Town master's house.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone very dark in here, but that's...
Yeah, I had to turn the light on.
Yeah, I'm just thinking...
Hey, is it over there for y'all? Like, 5?
It's 10 to 5, but it's...
10 till 5.
10 to 5, but
Just a question.
Yeah?
We had a long rest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So... No, it's just that usually after... long rest I should do the forcing thing. You remember?
The what thing?
Yeah, it was. I don't know how it's called. Just one moment. Ancient portent. Let me just. Oh, come on.
Figure out what you want to do whilst Aramil's kind of trying to kind of brush sleep out of his eyes and remember what
do I have to do?
How to wizard.
How to wizard.
How to wizard.
If you guys would like to work out who you want to go to talk to, what you're actually going to say, anything like that.
The town master, and we're gonna tell him that, hey, look, we found the people. Now what?
They were up underneath the manor house, and we need to speak to Silda.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the point. I'm gonna buy a bottle of whiskey or something from the tavern before we leave. Because
I like your style.
Ash is right. He's gonna need this.
We still have the note, don't we?
Yeah, Rowan's got it.
Yeah, I got it. Oh, that's the point, actually. We were going to get a reward from the town master. Also, what
And that
we're
woman.
doing...
No. I thought we were getting it from the woman. The woman.
the woman at the
asshole
906.
woman.
Yeah, the asshole woman offered us a reward. So did
I
the
mean,
town
you
master.
don't think she's an asshole, but I think she's an asshole.
Yeah.
I think she's an
I
asshole.
think it's her best quality.
100% asshole.
Oh, I didn't mean it that way.
Let me just add something to your
You go
to your coat of arms. I'm just gonna add a little hole right under the sleeping goblin there.
Getting necrotic trench flashbacks. Like,
More coming in through the back door.
Or it looks like a sun, but it's actually a tiny butthole under the goblin.
That's so cool.
You like Aramil, just like wizardy boy in little heart.
I want a family crest.
We should all have them.
Yeah. I think we've broken lease.
oh,
I should not be trusted with a pencil and paper.
Oh my god! Right.
when you realise your sister's a goblin scrotum scribbler.
Oh man! More than I wanted.
We're
it was
sorry.
me going to like tell you how
Well,
much
I'm not
stuff
sorry,
was going to
but-
cost and things. Right. Back to the game. Back to the game. You go to the innkeeper and he looks at you and he goes, "We don't have any hard spirits here, but we do have good wine."
That will do.
A bottle. Do you want a full bottle?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
A full bottle of good wine will set you back 10 gold pieces.
Okay. I will give you.
I'll give you
What about the peachy
3.
plonk?
I can't hear
What?
you, Freya. What?
I say, what about the cheap plonk?
No, 10 gold will be fine, and I'll give him 10.
I'll split it. I'll give you 5.
I'll give you 3 or 2. Take a gold off of each of yours. So instead of it being, you do 4 gold, and I'll do 2.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
So you
Because I am a cheap motherfucker.
I like
Yeah, I wanted to say.
Yeah.
I've not given anything, so.
You've given nothing. You did the song though.
I did. I ain't doing that for exposure.
You would like to. So you've said that you're going to go to. You're going to go to talk to Silda, and you're going to go to talk to Halia. Was it?
Halia, yeah.
Yes.
I think.
Okay. And Aramil, have you
yeah.
figured out what it was?
Yeah, I messaged you.
Oh, I don't have.
Oh.
Because everything's all set. Everything's all set.
Aramil's
up.
gonna kill us all.
Secret!
No,
Gonna kill us all.
I just have to note because I have to open it up on my
Fair
phone.
Yeah.
Freya's face.
Secrets! I'm
Has a
hurt!
very expressive face.
Town hall first.
They
So-
really kind of.
So at least we're at
Got
the
it.
town hall
Do
first.
word
that. Just
impression.
do that and note it down.
I broke
Okay.
collar.
Oh, it's funny.
Okay, so town hall first.
Yeah.
Are you taking the
family?
Let's take the family.
Okay, so you have so you get into the townmaster's hall and you walk in. There are some guards, but they know the family, and you explain to them kind of what you kind of in a general way explain to them what has transpired. And you make your way into the townmaster's hall, where you see the townmaster and you see Zilda.
Okay.
Townmaster first.
Yeah. Townmaster.
The adventurers group presenting
Dun, dun, dun,
the
dun.
rescue.
Mr. Townmaster, we saved the woodcutter's family. Also, we need a word with Zilda.
The townmaster looks up at you and he goes, well, that is wonderful news.
I turn to Calla.
I
was going to say.
I can just hear rustling.
Can I turn to Calla and go?
Chewing.
Is he fucking with us?
Can I tell if he's on the level and actually happy about that?
Yeah, can
that
I
did
try
not
to
sound
see
very
if
happy.
he's sincere?
I hadn't actually finished.
Sorry.
I hadn't finished talking.
Okay.
He goes, that's wonderful news. What of the red brands? And he looks more serious and he says, is there going to be retaliation against the town? I did tell you that that I did not want there to be any retaliation against the town.
I mean, we did kill quite a few of them. 4, 5, 6?
More than that.
7?
Yeah, and our next stop is the Sleeping Giant Inn, so like it's all good.
We'll get
But
to it.
Where we were, like we killed
worry about it.
something like, was it like 6? Yeah, like loads.
I think it
of
was
brands,
7 of them.
I want to
some
say in the hundreds,
bugbears,
like
the big one-eyed monster thing that, and the Nothic, yeah.
The vampiric gelatinous cube
Someone got it.
werewolf hybrid.
He's
Roll.
he's looking at you as you're all kind of talking, and Iona's talking incredibly excitedly about the entire thing, and he's just sort of he's looking a little bit he's looking a little bit concerned, but also kind of quite pleased. Zilda is looking smiling at you. He's actually he's looking very sort of
Zilda a little wave.
I would like to just tell him, like in a very serious way, that we weren't going to let that people kept in those jails and maybe die there just to avoid you have retaliation.
And he looks at you, and you can see
We did what we had to do.
and you can see his chest puffs up. He does not like being spoken to like that. He's quite an arrogant man, and he says,
So fuck off. I'm way more arrogant.
I want that on a t-shirt.
and he nods, and he says, why have you brought them here and not brought them home? Not taken them home?
We're worried
Well,
that
the house is in a little bit of...
remaining.
Yeah.
One, we may have kicked in the door looking for clues. They don't know about that yet, but sorry. We may have kicked in your door looking for clues and stuff.
Okay.
And also, we're worried about the remaining red brand, which we do plan on taking care of. Might be looking for them, and if they do notice that they're out of wherever they were being kept, might come after them again.
And he looks at you and he says that was very prudent. And he says, I shall send two of my best guards with the family to stay with them to protect them. are you willing to go to the? You've taken care of the problem at the manor.
Mm-hmm.
Are you willing to make sure that there are none left in the town?
That was our plan for today.
We will.
Then, if you can do that, and you can assure me that no red brands remain to take vengeance upon the people, then there will be a reward for you at the end of it.
I believe we were already
And he
promised
turns
for
and
the manor.
he snaps his fingers, and two of his guards sort of come forward. And they've all spent their lives living in the same town, so they all kind of know each other. And they go up, and one of them again kind of ruffles the hair of the boy, and they kind of they say their hellos, and they take the family out, and the little boy turns round and looks at Rowan and goes,
Illifan.
and he just, his eyes light up, and he goes, Illifan, I'll be like you one day. Illifan. And he turns around and he
stay in school.
Don't do drugs.
Stay in school.
Just hear Rowan under his breath just say, "Be better," as the kid kind of walks.
Oh, I didn't sign up for Fields. Oh God.
This is D&D. Of course you signed up for Fields.
So,
You signed up for Fields just because you're working with us.
I was going to say this Fields train does not stop. So you are on the way to Fieldsville. So he gets up at that point, and he leaves the room, pretty much dismissing you. And Silda stays, and he walks forward to you, and he goes, "My friends, I am so," and he kind of hugs you all, almost like
I hug him back.
kind of gives you all a sort of a gruff bear hug. He's very glad to see you.
I step back. I step back
I
and
just kind of set my arm on his shoulder.
Yeah.
I step back and take the letter out.
My pocket.
Does he?
Oh, I was.
You had given it there.
Wasn't I carrying the letter?
No, I have it.
Oh, you were.
No, I thought
carrying
you had given it.
Then,
Okay.
then I say, Rowan.
It's
the
out of my inventory now. I've passed it to you.
Oh, I had it noted in my inventory, but okay.
Well, you've got it then. That's fine. Sorry.
No, I thought I had it.
Does Silda notice?
Search in your
Please,
pocket.
Frozen.
No,
No,
I'm
okay.
just listening to you all talking.
No, we just...
Is Silda aware of the fact that maybe some of us look like we don't want to talk to him about whatever we need to talk to him about?
He was probably going to, but then there was letter stuff, so I wasn't quite sure whether it was jumping straight into letter, or because he was going to ask about if you'd found out about his friend, but
You're gonna want to go sit down when we talk to you.
And you'll want this, and I'll pass him the wine.
So he takes hold of the wine. You go into that little room that he took you into before, and he takes a seat, and he says, and he kind of looks. He looks like he's sort of steeling himself, and he says, "Did you find his body?"
I say,
Just give him the letter.
actually,
We found something else, and I give him the letter.
And I'll shut Iona up by putting a hand on her shoulder.
So he can
He
try and read it.
He takes hold of the letter, and he starts to he starts to read through it, and he reads through it once, and you can see his brow. He sort of he sort of frowns, and he goes,
I don't have him.
and he looks like he's reading through it again, and you can see what must have made him an absolutely formidable opponent when he was at his height of being fighting for the Alliance, Lord's Alliance. He looks scary, and he goes, Iano, my friend, working for the Black Spider. He said, I never thought that it would come to this. He said, where is he? Where is he?
We didn't find him.
We explored the whole manor basement area, and we couldn't find any extra doors, nothing. He didn't appear to be down there.
We're off to the Sleeping Giant now, if you want to join us. See if we can find him in the rabble. But I doubt he'll be there.
Or see if we can find someone who knows where he's at.
And he looks up and he goes, the last few days we haven't seen any of the Red Brands in the town. I don't know what you'll find at the Sleeping Giants, but I will come with you. He must be brought to justice. He must be brought to justice. And he uncorks the bottle and he takes a massive swig of it, and then he holds it out and sort of in case any of you guys would like to have a swig. So Ash
I paid 2 gold pieces for that. I'ma try it.
Ash has gone straight in for a swig. It's good wine. From what you know of wine, you don't know a lot about wine. You know, you've had quite a sheltered upbringing. It's nummy, but quite potent.
I pass it off to whoever.
I only drink at night. No, pass it on to someone else.
I'll take a sip, but it's just a sip, just to taste it.
Yeah.
Same.
I don't drink.
And he folds up the letter, and he's going as though he's about to put it in a pocket.
We'd appreciate if we could have that back.
He looks up at you and he goes, for what reason? So this is evidence of Iona's treachery.
It's so we've got proof of the Black Spider's actions in this area. At the moment, for now, it's our word against whoever says it otherwise. This is the only written proof we have. It's important that we keep it safe.
And he looks at you. And he nods, and he holds out the letter, and he goes, and he holds it out, and then just as you're about to take it, he pulls it back, and he says, promise me that when you find Iano, you'll bring him to me with this letter, and we will make sure he pays for what he has done.
If it won't cost the lives of my party, you have my word. But I have to put their safety first.
And he looks at you with a glint of respect in his eyes, and he nods and he goes, your friend should always come first. That's what I thought. And he sort of looks sadly at the letter, and he goes, that's good enough for me. And he passes the letter back to you.
Nice.
Okay.
Should we go by what's her name? Hollis first before we go?
Hollis is the...
No, well, we haven't killed all of the Red Brands yet, so she won't want anything to do with this.
I think we should get rid of the excess weapons we've got.
Yeah.
I don't think I grabbed any extra.
I did, because I'm a greedy.
Okay.
Yeah, I have now the short sword I had, a long sword, and a crossbow. I'm wondering, could I keep without being encumbered the longsword and the crossbow?
You would
Like-
need, you would. I mean, really, you would probably need to buy some. You don't have weapons, which means you're not a weapon carrying. Which means you don't have anywhere to put them.
Yeah.
So you would have to kind of fight. You would have to buy a way of like attaching them or like carrying them or something. I mean, you can, but you're only wearing a robe.
Yeah.
So.
Address, please.
Yeah, address.
And he's working it.
So we're gonna walk to the that woman's shop.
Yes, to the
hello.
Lion Shield Caster.
Lion Shield Caster. As we're walking there, can I pull Rowan aside? Like, we're still walking, but like behind everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
I noticed what you agreed with Silden, and I just wanna say that we've got your back too.
I know,
Do I hear this?
but I appreciate it. And I hope you're holding up all right.
Fine, don't worry about me.
I will.
If I hear this, I call back and say, same!
Could you do a perception check, please, for me?
Natural
Iona?
19. Plus,
Yeah, you.
She's just so nosy. She had to know what's going on behind her.
Can I just
You
go on
do
the
hear
record
that,
to say
and
Iona
unfortunately,
is a golden retriever?
instead of kind of keep it like kind of like doing the kind of thing that most people do, where you just kind of nod and think, oh, that was lovely to hear. You're like, yep, same, cool, yeah,
same dude! Yeah!
I'm just confused. It's like, same to what?
yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly. I look at Iona and Rowan, Calla, so like,
What?
I say, Rowan's
What?
saying nice things, and Calla and stuff, yeah. So, yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, I'll just say.
Just say yeah.
Okay.
okay, I know.
I'll just laugh at Iona and just go, we're not going to lose anyone. And then just get back to walking there.
Okay. So, where are you going?
We're going to
The Lion Shield.
You're going to
Yeah.
the Lion Shield Costa to try and sell.
Get rid of this
So
excess.
see if Rowan can sell it.
Yep, that's
Stuff.
fine.
Yeah.
So you walk into the Lion Shield Costa. Again, well, just to kind of move things along, you'll say that you see the what was she called?
Linen?
Linan?
Leanne?
Lynette.
Lynette?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Dyslexia and fantasy
no,
names do
it's
not
just-
make
this
for a
is-
good.
this- it's
Right,
been like-
tell
it's
me
been-
about it.
Lynann.
It's been like
Lynann.
It's been like a month, hasn't
Yeah.
it? So
Been longer than
yeah,
that.
yeah, more than that. Lynette.
It's been a.
Yeah, it's been a long
Missed
time.
you, Amphibious.
Yes,
Amphibious
Amphibious
Maximus.
Maximus, who is still sat on the desk.
Yes.
Yeah. So, you head up to Lynette. What would you like to try and sell?
I'll just look at selling the light crossbow, and after checking if Iona want the 20 crossbow bolts that I have,
I'm good.
I'll sell 20 crossbow bolts and a light crossbow.
Okay.
Yeah,
so-
she won't buy beaver pelt, will she? That's a general store, so.
She looks at you and she goes, yeah. She goes. The beaver pelt is more Barthen's, but she looks at the crossbow and she goes, it's a pretty good condition. She sort of moves it around. She says, and bolts to go with it. She says, very nice. I could do with that all for 25 gold pieces for you.
25 sounds fair. I'll happily do that.
So if you obviously cross those off and note down that you've got 25 gold pieces for what you've just sold. Does anyone else want to sell anything? whilst you're here?
One of the spears, since I grabbed 2 of them.
Okay. So you pass the 2 spears across to her, and she's
one of the spears.
Just one.
I'm keeping one of them.
Just one of the spears.
Ooh.
She sort of takes them, and she has a look at it, and she sort of moves it around. She looks at the sort of the head of it, and she kind of looks down it to make sure that it's sort of straight, and she goes, it's not bad quality, not bad at all. She said, where did you find these? She said, last time you came in, you didn't have this.
I say, well,
We were adventuring.
yeah.
And I kind of leaned on Iona's shoulder to kind of shut her up because I don't want her telling her about we saved people in case things spread.
Venturing.
That
Lots of venturing. Really hard venturing.
that blabbering bard.
She smells and she goes.
Excitable.
She goes. Well, she said, spears. She said, I'll do you a good price for that. Actually, she said, the spears about a gold piece. Is that okay?
So that's what you told us earlier, right? Sure. Yeah.
Gold
All right.
sounds right.
That sounds good to me.
She's being very straight and honest with you about
Seems on the level.
about on the level. Yeah, she's telling you kind of what really they are worth. She doesn't seem to really trying to swindle you. You made a good enough impression, and because you brought her Amphibious Maximus last time, and because she sort of trusts you and you're in good standing with her, you know that you're not going to get a better price than what she's offering.
Before we leave, can I inquire on anything that could help us carry objects other than just a backpack? If she had something magical, or just because we are struggling at the moment. I know it's quite a magic item, so I don't know if she will.
She doesn't have anything magical. What she does say to you is, she says, if you can come back tomorrow, I'll have a thing. Who is it who wants to? How do you want to carry things? I don't have anything, but I could maybe rig something up for you.
No, to be honest, it's more of a magical item that I'm looking for, but
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
She said you'd have to go to one of the bigger places, maybe go to Neverwinter for something like that, but I'm afraid we make do with what we've got here.
I'll sell the crossbow and the crossbow bolts.
Okay, so exactly the same as Rowan just got. That's 25 gold pieces.
Yeah.
I want to keep mine until I can figure out whether or not I can learn. Also, how would I go about learning how to use it? Because it's not one of the things I'm proficient in right now.
We shall figure that out.
Okay.
Right now, I don't know, and it's getting late, so I'd have to have a think. But we will figure that out.
I'll also sell the longsword.
You can sell the longsword. Again, she takes hold of it, and she.
I thought it was a short sword that there was.
There was some long
Both.
swords.
There were lots of both.
There were short swords
There
and long
were
swords.
both. So
Okay.
I took a longsword because I already have a short sword.
Yeah.
And
So she takes a long sword, and again she sort of holds it out in front of her, and she looks down the blade, and she sort of turns it, sort of seeing what the edges are like, and she said, not the best quality. There's some dints in it, but I'd probably have to take it to a blacksmith to have it ground down. But certainly, I could give you 12 gold pieces for it.
Everybody picked the really worthwhile things.
I think 16 would be better.
And she looks at you, and she goes, 13.
15.
Roll persuasion check.
No. 4.
And she looks at you, and she sort of smiles, and she says, I appreciate a man who drives a hard bargain, but even if this was at its finest quality, you wouldn't get more than 15. I'm being very generous, going up to 13 for this.
Okay. Seeing my Our awesome persuasion skills.
I didn't say anything.
You wouldn't have got you wouldn't have got it with that anyway, because like a brand new one is like worth 15.
Yeah.
But you did pretty. You know, you did pretty well managing to get it to go up from 12 to 13. So well done.
Yeah.
So you can jot that down that you now have you have an extra 13 gold pieces from selling of your longsword. What would you like to do next?
Sleeping Giant?
Yeah, I say we go to the tavern, finish them all off.
Okay. Is Silda,
let's go fuck them up.
Is Silda with you?
I assume so.
Did he say that he said he was going with, right?
Silda said that he was coming with you, so I just wanted to make sure that you knew that he was actually with you.
Yeah.
So you head to the Sleeping Giant. Now, have you been in the Sleeping Giant at all before?
We haven't.
Mm-hmm. The Sleeping Giant.
No, we haven't.
No, you haven't. The Sleeping Giant.
We went straight for the manor.
Yeah, the Sleeping Giant, as you approach, is very. It's very run. It looks very run down. It's kind of. It looks very dirty and very
Just a kind of dive.
Very uncared for. So you all walk in. Between all of you, you look like you're a very imposing party. Even Aramil is looking quite imposing when surrounded by you guys.
Kind of Western where people walk in to the saloon and everyone puts down things, not looking at them.
It doesn't matter if you're wearing a dress. You can still look imposing if people know that wizards exist.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Wait till I start burning things. Then.
As you walk inside, you can see what look very much like, well, it's a dwarf behind the bar. Great beard, fairly stocky looking. Can't really tell much more about them than that. And there's 4 humans at tables, kind of around filthy, really not very nice looking people. One of them has got his head slumped to the table. He's obviously been drinking far too much for this time of the morning. The rest of them just stare at you really sullen faced. And one of them he kind of looks at you and he sort of turns around and he kind of keeps you in his eye, turns his head and goes like spits on the floor and then carries on drinking. And
I also spit on the floor, or attempt to.
Okay, I don't know what to ask you to roll to do a Hockaloo check.
Performance?
I think performance is probably the closest thing. Performance check me.
Natural one.
5, 10. So I tried to look like all
Sneezes.
When you turn to the side and you go like that, and a glob of spit doesn't actually like fly out your mouth, but it basically just kind of like drools out and just drops on the floor. Luckily, missing your shoes and everything else, but it's not. I hate to say it's not the most like not the best thing that you've ever done.
I rolled it.
And the person behind the dwarf behind the bar kind of makes a bit of a laugh. It's not a nice laugh. It's kind of like it's a bit mocking. It's mocking. It's not laughing with you. It's laughing at you.
Can I walk up to the bartender, please?
Can I do?
And can I take the letter and fold it so I've just got the spider like mark showing on the letter? Is that possible?
Yes, it is.
Can I, with my hand on top of it, put it on top of the bar and just say we're expected by what's his name?
I don't remember that being his. Is that his given name?
No, Glassstaff. Glassstaff. We're expected. I just go.
We're expected.
Yeah,
we're expected.
Just showing the mark of the spider.
I saw one.
Yeah.
For something.
Do a persuasion. Are you going for persuasion or intimidation?
Intimidation.
That sounds intimidating. You sounds like more like intimidation. Do an intimidation check for me, then, please.
That is +2, 17.
17. The dwarven of barkeep. She looks at you and.
Oh, it's a she with a big beard. I love it.
Dwarven women have beards too. Don't you remember Gimli's mum?
Yeah, I know.
Don't be racist, Iona. You're so
the racist bard yet again strikes.
She was classist first. Now
just go dribble in a corner, will you?
You gotta remember, she was racist. Whatever she called it with the goblin with the green skin.
Yeah, fine.
She looks at that and she takes a look at you and she goes, "You don't look like the normal kind we have coming round here."
We're not the normal kind. We're expected and we're in a hurry.
And she goes, "I don't know who. I've heard about this spider person, but I don't know anything about them."
Can I do
I just kind of raise my eyebrow at her.
Yeah, you can do an insight check, Aramil.
I also raise my eyebrow.
If I had a
like Dr. McCoy kind of thing.
15.
She doesn't seem to be lying to you. It doesn't seem that she does know.
She seems on the level.
Can I just pause? You know that Simpsons meme when it's like, "Do it, Bart! Say it! Say it! Say it!"
Oh,
and that's just like
I use Eldritch Blast. Yeah.
Seems on the level.
Yeah, seems on the level. Yay!
Okay. Can I just turn to her and say, a fly rarely sees past the web. We are above Glassstaff, and we have been sent to tidy up the mess that is being created by him.
And she looks at you like you've said words that she's not the brightest spark in the fire.
I'll knock an arrow. She gets it.
Right, I want you to roll an intimidation
This is
check.
a bad idea.
Calla,
Even I can tell that. Even Iona can tell that.
Calla, roll an intimidation check.
Oh no. Oh, okay. Hang on. Intimidation. Yeah. That's a 15.
She looks at you as you notch an arrow, and you can hear the dragging of the kind of movements of chairs, and the 4 humans that were around. They kind of get their drunken friend, and they leave, and you're now the only people left in this sort of bottom of the bar. And she looks at you and she goes, I don't know anything about this. All I know is that your boss promised me gold if I put up those people in the red cloaks. And I've seen none of them for the last 2 days. None of them.
Show us to their rooms, please. Where they were. Hopefully we'll be able to track down these fools and get these things sorted.
She looks at you, takes a look at Calla, who's stretching back the bow a little bit, and she goes, "Fine." Hops off the little stool that she stood on behind the bar and sort of and stomps off up the stairs, and she goes, "Better hurry!" And she,
as we're walking behind her, can I just turn to Calla and go, "What?"
Can indeed. And she takes you up, and she opens up two doors, and they have got 2 beds in each. So and it looks like there were maybe three of them staying there at some point. But the beds are cold. Nothing looks like it's been touched for a while.
Aramil, you want to do your thing? Calla, have a look around for us. See if we can't dig up any dirt.
Is there anybody else staying here at the moment?
And she goes, no, not since the promises have been broken to me about your boss sending people. And she kind of grumbles and huffs and stomps off.
I was gonna say something to her before she left.
Go on, we can retcon it.
I was gonna say, how many of them did they have stationed here at this outpost? Or how many did they have them staying here with this outpost?
She looks at you and she goes, there were 3 of them here, but I've not seen them in 3-4 days. And then she and she mutters and goes down the stairs.
Can I have a look round and see if there's anything in the room?
Yeah, I'll check the other room.
Okay. So, 2 rooms, Calla looking in one, Aramil looking in the other. Could you both do investigation checks then, please? The rest of you, any of you, either of Rowan, Iona, Ash, are you doing anything?
Yeah, I'll check one of the rooms, the one that Calla's in.
Can I stand by the doors and just make sure we're not being watched or bothered?
Yeah, very good, absolutely. Ash, anything would you like to be doing whilst they're doing some investigation?
Not really that I can think
you
of.
You can stand with Rowan then.
Okay.
So
back to back.
Yeah. So okay. Iona, not Iona. Aramil, what did you get?
7.
7. Calla.
16.
And Iona.
What am I? Perception, isn't it?
No, investigation.
Oh, that's worse. 5.
Okay. As you, Aramil, you look around one of the rooms. It is very meager. There doesn't look to be very much around at all. Sort of rumpled bedding. There's no. There's like a spare pair of there's a spare pair of trousers kind of tossed to the side, but that's all you can see in that room. And Calla and Iona, you're looking around. This is the room that will have had 2 of them staying in, and again, it doesn't look like the people who were staying here had very much, and maybe what they had with them was probably on them when they left. If you could do Calla, could you please do an intelligence check? Calla. Oh, did you hear? Could you do an intelligence check for me?
Just stop talking. What?
Could you do an intelligence check for me, please?
Sorry, yeah.
Thank you.
10.
Okay. You, from what you can see around you, you can pretty much confirm that the Red Brands haven't been here in a few days, exactly as the bar keep told you. The beds are cold. They haven't been slept in a while. That you would have expected there to have been, the cloaks and the red cloak and everything that you have generally seen the Red Brands wearing. That's not there either. So it looks like they haven't been there for a little while.
You guys find anything?
No. Anything useful?
So it looks like they've left town.
Maybe they were the ones that we already killed.
Possible. There were 3 of them, weren't there?
Yeah.
I expect
Yeah,
there
they
to
were
have
3.
been more Red Brand than just 3 causing all this trouble, though. So I feel like
we did also kill 7 of them, so that's 7, 8, 9, 10, plus the one that we left alive, right?
Yeah, actually, yeah, there's still one in the town hall, isn't there? I forgot about that one.
Maybe we could question the.
There was
The
2
one in
we
the
left
town hall?
alive, wasn't there?
Yes. We put them to the town hall and headed them over.
We fought.
You killed
3 of them.
Fought 3, killed 1, and then took the interrogated, and then took them the other 2 to the town hall.
So maybe it was those 3.
I think so.
Yeah, probably.
Because they said that they hadn't seen them in like 3 or 4 days, and that's about how long ago we killed them.
Just from what the town folk were saying, like, they made it sound like the whole place was full of red brand. I expected more than 3.
I know.
Same. Can I go
Maybe
back
we could
downstairs and find the door?
interrogate them. We could try to go to the town hall again and.
Yeah, just see if they were the ones staying there.
Let the town master know that they are all cleared up and get our just reward as well.
And see if there are more somewhere apart from the manor guys.
Yep, you can do that. That's absolutely fine. So,
Can I talk to the dwarf woman first?
of course. So, what would you like to say to the dwarf woman? You go down. You all go back downstairs to the bar. There's still nobody in there, and she's doing that thing where she's stood there and she's got a tankard and she's like moves a bit. She holds her beard back and she goes like that, and then like to clean
Sanitary.
to clean it out, and she goes, "What?"
We were looking for some people, but they seem not to be here. Do you know where the glass staff is? We need to talk to him.
So I've never met him.
But you
Get
said
yourself
that you had
out.
orders from him.
Yeah, they come from the Red Brands, but I've not seen them for a while. I told you.
Can't hear you, Calla.
No.
Okay.
Your sound is
Hello?
being stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
You're
I
back.
think you keep on. I think it's just you keep on cutting out and then cutting back in again.
I think I do, yeah.
Yeah, she said. She's just sort of said. She says, the orders come from the red brands, and she's never met Glassstaff. And get out.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we should.
Town hall.
We leave, and on the way out, I turn around and I nod, and I spit on the floor.
Performance check.
Fuck.
At disadvantage because you've now got performance anxiety.
Fuck! That was going to be a 22. Okay. Oh wait, that's actually better. 23 or 22.
Well, you've got to take the lower.
Take the lower.
You've got to take 22.
Yeah.
You take you as you walk through the door, you turn back and you go like that, and you manage to ping it off an empty tankard that's sat on the table, and you look really smug, flounce, and then turn away and flounce out, closing the door behind you.
Excellent.
Skipping away like a badass.
Skipping.
Yeah.
Yeah, skipping.
Okay. So you head to the town. You head to the town masters with Silda. Silda speaks to the guards, and you go down.
All right, I forgot Silda was with us again.
Yeah.
He's just there sipping the bottle, feeling sorry for himself the entire time.
Silda speaks to the guards, and the guards take you downstairs to where the 2 red brands are being held.
They awake and coherent.
Yep. Yeah, they seem to have been treated perfectly well, and
Cool. I picked.
they look a lot better than how you left them. To be fair,
Good for them.
Did leave them in bad shape.
you really did.
Right, who wants which?
Who was?
Are
the
they in
spoiler
separate
last
cells or
time?
are they together?
They're in separate cells with stone between them.
I say I'll have this one and choose one of them and go to them.
Okay.
What?
Just turn to Calla and go, Iona is terrifying sometimes.
I don't know what
say,
she means by which one we want.
I'll sit in the middle where the stone's at so I can look at either one.
Okay.
And kind of crouch down and just kind of look at them.
Right.
Yeah, just like help me with my intimidation.
Trying to figure out which one's gonna talk.
Okay, do an insight check for me.
Me?
No.
Her. I was like,
Me.
all I've said is hi, dude.
Oh shit. Oh, that's a +5. Thank fuck. That's 12 still, but it's 12 instead of a 7.
12. As you're sort of looking at them, they're both they're both acting pretty surly, having seen you. They remember how you treated them from last time. But the more you stare at them, you definitely notice a little bit of a shuffling from the one that's on the left.
Is that the one Iona picked?
That's the one that Iona picked, yes.
Okay.
What? Sorry, I was. The wizard distracted me. It's not my fault. Yeah, I say, hi, dude.
I've just seen, and I know exactly the clip. It's like the pooey one. So yeah. Anyway,
I say, hi, dude. Remember us? I try to be like happy and smiley, but also kind of intimidating at the same time.
Okay, if you would do an intimidation check, then please.
Oh, that's a 2 plus 6. 2 plus 6. No, 2 plus 4, which is 6.
Yeah.
They don't seem very impressed because you're the one that they almost murdered.
They really don't seem very. They really don't seem very. You very impressed by you. You're not. You're not striking fear in the heart of anyone there.
Can I?
I walk away. Put my hand on Aramil's shoulder. I say,
Can I
he's a difficult nut to crack. You try.
Can I intimidate the one on the left? Try to intimidate the one on the left.
Is that the one? Sorry, that's the one that we're trying. Yeah, you can. Well, how are you planning on intimidating him?
Basically just gonna stare him down in the eyeballs and growl at him. Very deep, just like a clearing of the throat, just kind of a.
Okay. So using your memory of what it was like to be a direwolf and to have that kind of low resonant growl, you stare at him and you make this kind of low guttural growling sound. Roll an intimidation check.
Come on. Ah, it's an 18. Intimidation. 19 then.
That's fine. So he's ready to sing. He's ready to sing, guys. Ask anything that you like, and if he can tell you, he will tell you.
Sure.
Okay then.
Okay.
Where had you three been staying at before we beat the shit out of you?
He looks at you and he goes, "At the inn, the inn down the way, the one with the dwarf behind the bar, Grista."
All right.
Yeah.
And the rest of the red brand?
Rest of the red brands? There's just us
There
three
was
here.
more of you. Yes, but where had they been staying?
We take it in shifts. They're up at the manor. We go up. We come down, and sometimes there's more of us. Sometimes there's less. Most of them are up at the manor at the moment.
How long do your shifts last?
There should have been more here yesterday.
How more of you are in the manor?
He's like,
More or less. Rough numbers.
I struggle with numbers too.
Yen. Kevin.
Linda.
Linda. Yeah.
Oh, Linda's
That was
in the
a
red
nor-
brands?
nor-
What?
I turned to the one on the right.
Okay, they are people,
your
not
friend
horse
doesn't seem to know
legs.
how to
So
count.
please.
Can I help him just like by singing one is the loneliest number that you'll ever do? 2,
1, 2, 3, 4,
just
5, 6, 7,
just
hit.
helping him count. Yes, that is how
So
Elise counts.
he holds that many. He's worked out. He's kind of gone through the names, and he's worked out. He's like, he holds up that, and he goes, and he says, and there are 3 big buggers as well. There are 3.
All this trouble was caused by 13 of you.
And he goes,
I mean,
there were 13 people.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
so
I mean,
Is that how many? Is that guys? Is that
To
the
he-
amount that?
I will help you. I will help you if you do your counting if it is necessary.
Really?
So you had 2 extra fingers up, so you were doing this, right?
Yes.
There was 2 extra.
Yeah, so that's 9.
Yeah.
So
which
that's
are the
not
2
counting the bugbears.
That's not counting the bugbears. So
Okay,
So
so
there were 3 that you killed. There were the 3. You're talking about in the manor. So there were 3 that you originally met.
Yeah.
Then there were 4
Playing
at
knucklebone
the table.
the table, and then there were 2 guarding.
at the jail.
Right.
Yes,
So that's everyone.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And 3
I
buggers.
forgot about them.
That's why.
So-
That's why he'd forgotten about them as well.
I
He didn't see them very often.
No, they're,
I go to Rowan
special
just for a
orders.
moment, like he cannot hear me, and I say like, so we have just get rid of the whole reverence.
All
Seems-
this was caused by
13.
4 people.
13, Rowan. 13.
13.
All this was caused by more than 15 people.
Nope.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, Rowan. Okay. It's
One
okay.
day I will teach you numbers, but today is not that day.
Not that day.
Awesome.
You
can I
can
just-
teach me to
sorry.
crossbow. We'll teach you to count.
I don't know
Other-
about crossbows. I'm just gonna go.
I go back to the guy and say, are there more red brands apart from the manor and you 3?
He looks and he goes, I've never seen any more of us. I know that they like using goblins. They like using goblins to help them, but I think it's just us here.
What?
But I might
do you
be
mean
by
here?
I might be wrong.
Are there any other bases that are affiliated with your faction?
And he looks confused about the word affiliated, but he
Friends with.
he again he kind of look he just looks at you and he just goes, I think it's just us.
About glass stuff.
He says, oh, he's don't want to cross him. Don't want to cross him. He scary.
He's left you all to die. We need to find him. Where could he have gone?
And he sort of he looks and he looks a little bit kind of sort of like I don't know what's the word, resigned. And he thinks and he goes, he could have gone up to Cragmore. I know that he's spoken to some people up there before, but we're not given all of this information. We're just the muscle. He's the brains.
I go up closer to him, look him in the eye, and say, "Why did you join the Red Brands? What happened?"
And he looks kind of puzzled, and he's like, "What else is there to do round here? It's good money, innit?"
I ask him.
Move on.
I ask him.
You murder for money because it's easy.
And he kind of shrugs his shoulders.
You disgust me.
Yeah.
Also, quite frankly, you're very bad at it.
That's true.
That's true.
He's starting to look less scared and more cross at that comment.
He's got nothing else for us.
I'm gonna ask him. Have you? I mean, does the name Iarno say something to you?
And he looks blankly at you, and he goes, "No, don't know that name." Silda at this point moves forward, and he puts his hand on your shoulder, and he beckons you all back, and he goes, I don't think we're going to find any more out from these two. And he sort of look and he says, "Come upstairs." And
Calla had something to say. I think.
No, I didn't. No,
No?
sorry.
Okay. I thought you had your hand up, like.
I was just messing with my pant.
Okay, gotcha.
You walk up the stairs with him, and he sort of takes you back to the antechamber, and he says, we keep our promises. You were promised money for bringing Iano back to me. You may not have brought him back to me, but you've told me of his treachery, and you've also freed this town from the threat of the Red Brands." And he sort of and he nods, and he says, I know you have more to do, but maybe this can set you on your way. Remember, if you find Iano in your travels, bring him to me. And he passes you a bag of gold.
Nice.
Nice.
Can we go to the alcove and split it between us?
Do we know if that's the money from the town master as well, or is it separate?
Yeah,
It's
that's going to be a.
Well, we maybe should go and visit the lady. Also, that.
All we have is a location. It's up to you guys.
So we should talk to the town master and tell him. Well, we went to the Red Brand, like the Sleeping Giants Inn, and we figured out that the guys that we beat the shit out of in front of your house the other day were the ones that were staying there.
I'd imagine Silda would be able to pass that on to him.
Yeah, but
yeah.
But it's more
didn't
badass.
we need to talk to him? Didn't we need to talk to him about something else?
No, I think the only loose end we have at the moment is the minus exchange. But to be honest, I don't know if I want to give her, because she wanted paperwork. Because I've made that promise to, I forgot his name, old man fighty boy.
Silda.
Yeah,
Silda.
I'm not gonna go against
Old man fighty boy.
I'm not gonna go against my word and just give up the letter for money after.
I mean, we can show it to her and then keep it too.
Plus, I don't trust her.
She's
She's
a hungry
shady.
woman. She won't let us leave with it and the gold.
Okay.
Okay.
at this point, I'm probably going to have to stop because it's been like 4 hours and I'm.
It's been
Yes.
really long.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
But what I'm going to say is that the money that Silda has given you is the money from the Townmaster as well for disposing of the red brands, and it comes to 200 gold pieces, which you can divide between you.
40 each.
Okay. So.
How much? 40?
40.
Good
40.
Is this
maths,
Ash
Rowan.
maths or Rowan maths?
This is Ash maps.
Clearly Ash.
You have got also just as there's a couple of things. Silda, just as you are dividing up the coin between you, he steps very quietly up and he puts his hand on Rowan's shoulders and he bends down and he says, "Walk with me."
Okay,
and that is where we're going to finish.
Cool.
And I
Nice.
will be sending you something.
Yeah, getting PMs from the DM.
And
I hate all the whispers.
it's the only way that I can whisper. But I would also like to say, welcome to level 3.
Rowan is so happy. He's just like,
I've wanted this for so long.
I'd like to thank my parents. Yeah.
So
Like an archetype.
So happy. I'm also quite happy.
You've got you've got access to D&D Beyond. So all take a look at what happens when you move on to level 3.
I already know what I want.
But you already know.
I have actually not taken a look at it.
Take a look at it.
Amazon
have a read
Amazon
through
wish list.
what updates for you. But what we will do right now is we will do your HP.
Right now?
Right,
Oh my god.
right now, before we finish, we are going to HP you up. So
Oh no.
Let's see how much more tank I can
we're
get.
going to do it one at a time. And so I will hold on. I'm just going to write you all down. Okay. So it is.
I need a D10.
It's whatever your hit dice is. So it might be a 6, it might be an 8, it might be a 10, and then it's plus your Constitution modifier. So Aramil, I think yours is a D6.
I need a D10.
Mine is let me
8?
I don't know. Let me
I've got
see.
I should have it here for it as well. So I've got Calla, that's Rowan, that's
click,
Ash,
yeah.
Aramil.
Manage levels.
It's so it's a D6.
D6 plus my
2,
Constitution,
+2.
which is +2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So roll a
So-
D6 for me.
Manage. Take that up to 20.
3
So,
+2
plus
5. Nice. I'm still squishy as
So
fuck.
that's your
So what's
modifier.
your what's
How much do you
So
have
far,
now, though?
20 for now.
17.
17.
17.
Okay.
Hey,
Oh, okay.
that's what I started out with.
Yeah.
Iona.
I'm like a level 1
So you need to roll a D8.
Great. Great.
Iona is a D6 as well, and Iona adds -1.
Oh.
It says on here I've got 2d8.
That's your hit dice.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, have I got it down as a 6 rather than an 8? Okay,
Yeah,
sorry,
it's
I've
fine.
written down the wrong thing. Okay, so roll a D8, but your Constitution is -1, yes?
Yes. So
Yeah,
I've got to
so-
roll 2d8s.
No, just
No,
one.
it's just 1 to get your. It's not your
Okay,
hit.
I
You're not
rolled a
rolling your
2.
hit dice. This is something
Aw.
different.
So you get 1.
So I get 1 extra HP from all of that.
No, hold on. What did you get?
I rolled a 1 on a d8.
You rolled a 1.
No, I
If you
rolled a
roll-
2
if-
on a d8.
Oh,
Rolled a 2 on a d8.
That's so unlucky. 'cause
that's
if you
really
roll a 1,
that's
you get
really
3
unlucky
rolls.
because if you'd rolled a 1, then we would have been. Actually, because it'll take you down to 1, which is just not fair. Roll again. But you have to take this one.
Another 2!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
You have to take the second one. So that gives you what?
I was 15 before, and now I'm 16, I guess.
Okay, Aramil, your turn.
Wait a minute, does that mean Aramil is less squishy now?
Aramil is less squishy than Iona.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Bard now.
So why does it say 2d8 on my hit dice when it?
No, but that's 2d8. It's hit dice.
That's when you rest.
That's for resting. It's something different, Freya.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Rowan.
so now my hit points are 16.
I rolled a 9 out of my d10, so I get 11 hit points.
Whoa.
Which makes you what?
33.
33. Calla?
Oh god. Okay, here we go.
You get to. It's a 10, isn't it? D10.
It fell off the table. I'm
Do
sorry.
it again.
7 plus 1 is 8. So, now I am at 27.
I don't know. Are you?
I've got 19 at the moment. 19 plus 8.
It's 27.
Yes,
Then,
I'm
yes,
at 27.
you are. And Ash?
7 plus 2 is 9, right?
Which
8, 9,
gives
9.
you-
27 plus 9 is 36.
36.
We've got some hench people up in here.
You've got there's some heavy hitters in this group. But the difference between you is getting wider. That was some unlucky rolling from you there, Iona. Twice.
Well, she's going to be using her cantrips and stuff more because she'll be at the back.
In this level up, you might want to choose some more ranged things.
Oh, but it is. You know what? Bards shouldn't necessarily. Bards use the power of their words, and you don't have to.
You can shout your words across the battlefield.
Next level, you might roll amazingly, and everyone else might roll trash. It's just the way of it.
Yeah, maybe.
So
now I think I can read those level 2 scrolls. Cool.
well, take have a read, have a look, and we will all chat about it before the next session about what you'd like and what we can do and everything. But yeah, there we go.
So excited, guys! That episode was amazing.
Yes, it was.